that last month.
Hey, Gully. Last game here, Minnesota scored 3 power play goals. Not that it's a good time to have 3 power play goals scored on you, but were you able to learn from that and make some adaptations for this series?
Yeah, of course. Now, as you guys know, over the last few years here, it's the PK has been elite and goals for expected in even the standings, and in the playoffs. So certainly saw some things there, but just remember they have special players out there. It's not always easy if they're going to make great plays, but we certainly knew that there are tendencies there, and that's maybe where we have probably the most critical area for us in the last few days that we were hammering home.
We saw in the Ottawa-Carolina series a fight 3 seconds into the game. What do you expect physicality-wise tonight?
Yeah, I think it's obviously going to be physical. I mean, the key is that, how physical can your team be without crossing lines? And for us, I just want our team to play with the same fabric we've been playing all along. I think adrenaline's probably going to take care of the rest. So, and that's managing yourself and that emotion in a game, because every penalty is important. You just said, penalty kill, and you don't want to take anything that's you don't need to.
All right, that was Glenn Gulletson ahead of Round 1, Game 1. Stars and the Minnesota Wild from the American Airlines Center. Dallas Stars hockey brought to you by PNC Bank. Bruce, quickly, the good news, again, if you haven't been with us or you haven't been on social media in the last hour or so, Miro Heiskanen, all good to go for Game 1, which is obviously news that everybody was hoping for, and you would think for the Stars to compete in this series like they can, Miro's got to have a huge impact.
Well, you look at it, Minnesota brought in Quinn Hughes to be their all-world elite defenseman. The Stars had Miro Heiskanen to match him talent for talent, minute for minute. And without Miro Heiskanen, it's a different look. Not saying that Thomas Harley can't and hasn't risen to the occasion before, but it's sure nice to have Lindell, Harley, and Heiskanen for Game 1 against a team that you know is going to be grinding and physical. You've got 3 guys that know how to play in their own zone, move the puck, and get things going the other way. So that's a good thing for the Dallas Stars. One thing we noticed, Michael Bunting not on the ice for pregame skate or for warm-ups. So it looks like Colin Blackwell is going to slot in for the Dallas Stars. You're wondering, well, why would you make that move? Well, if you remember, the last time the Stars played the Wild here just about 2 weeks ago, who was the number 1 star of the game? Colin Blackwell. So they're going with the guy that has a little bit of a history, and a good history recently against the Wild.
All right, Dallas Stars hockey brought to you by PNC Bank. Round 1, Game 1, the Stars and the Minnesota Wild. What a first-round matchup this will be. Coming up next, we'll hear from the guys calling the game, Josh Bogorad and Daryl Razor-Ray. This is Dallas Stars hockey on the ticket.
Hey, text us.
There's also a new way to conversate, and that's by text.
Send JOIN to 22126. That's JOIN to 22126. When you opt in to Ticket Text Alerts, you'll get the heads up on breaking sports news and big-name guests. Don't be the last guy in your group text to know when sports stuff is going down.
I can't wait to add this to our text thread.
And don't miss any Ticket Good Times either. It's a texty-type message from Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket.
Listen up, Dallas. New lakefronts will be liquidated next Saturday on Richland Chambers Lake, one of Texas's largest lakes. Here's your chance to own large lakefront home sites in a new resort community featuring wide paved roads, city water, lakefront clubhouse, pool, pickleball, tennis, and more. You get all this from only $20,000 next Saturday, April 25th. This event will begin at 10 a.m. and during this liquidation, you can purchase 3.7 acres with lake access for only $19,900. A 6-acre dockable lakefront is only $89,900. And 16 acres with 3,400 feet of creekfront and a dock is only $125,000. These tracts and a handful of others will be sold first come, first choice next Saturday, April 25th. So call now, 800-675-1800 to RSVP. 800-675-1800. 800-675-1800.
Well, there is nothing more meaningful you can do for yourself, your family,
family and friends than finally getting rid of that pain so they can enjoy time with you again, especially heading into vacation season. So let me help you. QC Kinetics takes care of your pain in the office, and you go right on with your day. It's that easy. So if you say yes to any of these questions, you're the kind of patient QC Kinetics regenerative treatments. 1, I have consistent joint pain in my knees, hips, shoulders, or back. 2, the pain keeps me from getting a good night's sleep. 3, I'm missing work or saying no to activities that I enjoy. 4, I don't want surgery and a long recovery. And 5, I'm at the end of my rope, taking medications every day just to get through. Moments of truth. Did you answer yes to more than one of those questions? Today could be your day to turn that corner and finally get relief. QC Kinetics treatments are easy, done in the office. You go about your day. The consultation's free, so don't wait. Call today. I hope I was helpful. Trust me, it'll be the most meaningful thing you do for yourself and the people who care about you. Call 972-972-8610. That's 972-972-8610. It's QC Kinetics.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Smooth accelerators. That light turns green, you're off. Like a warm knife through firm butter. Going from 0 to the speed limit in an appropriate amount of time. Sure, your car has horsepower, but your horses prance around as silky smooth as your right foot. Fancy Prancerton. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Help, Mother's Day's almost here and I have nothing for Mom.
Relax, sis. Just shop JTV. I already got Mom a gorgeous gold bracelet.
JTV, like jewelry television? Isn't that
amazing? Yes. They have thousands of gift and jewelry ideas, and their prices are unreal.
Okay, but how unreal are we talking?
Right now, new customers get $20 off your purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com. Use code DEAL20 now.
Why didn't you tell me this sooner?
Because I'm the mean sister.
This is the Dallas Stars playoff pregame show on the radio home of the Dallas Stars. Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310. The Ticket.
Dallas Stars hockey is brought to you by PNC Bank. It's the Stars and the Minnesota Wild. Round 1, Game 1. What a series this should be. Michael Dixon, Bruce Levine here on Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310. The Ticket. And for the first time this evening, let's hear from the guys calling the game. It's Josh Bogorad and Daryl Razor Ray.
Thanks, guys, and welcome back to the Stanley Cup playoffs. Pretty fun time, and what a matchup, Razor, between the Stars and the Wild. If I asked you to maybe put on your coaching caps or your prognosticating caps, what is the route to success that both teams look at when they look at this matchup?
I honestly believe it's getting to the other team's defense core. You know, that's really the heartbeat for both the Stars and the Wild, and they're led by world-class guys in Miro Heiskanen and Quinn Hughes, and they're going to be, you know, major targets in this series, along with everybody else that plays D for these two teams. And whether or maybe the team that can egress their way out of the zone the easiest, easiest, if you will, because I think both teams are going to come after them, is going to have more success than the other side. I really believe that is the key to this series.
When you look at the two teams, there's so many similarities, yet when you look at their postseason history, there's not a lot. The Stars littered with deep runs, a lot of playoff success. The Wild, they really don't have much, but they do have a lineup that still has playoff experience. So how much do the recent histories of these teams, if at all, play into this matchup?
Yeah, what do they say about experience? You want positive experiences, not just experiences, right? And the Stars have plenty of positivity in their recent past, especially, 9 series over the last 3 years. You worry if you're on the Stars side and you're Stars fans out there, you're concerned. The law of averages comes into play from time to time too, and the Minnesota Wild have had a tough time getting out of the first round the last little while. I think it's going to be really close. Most games between these two teams that are evenly matched up. So it's fabulous and it's fascinating, I think, heading in.
Yeah, it sure is. The Game 1 histories, though, do away with the law of averages. So nobody needs to worry about that at all. We're about to find out what we're going to get. It is the matchup of the opening round, the Stars and the Wild, and face-off is coming up soon.
Thank you, gentlemen. Dallas Stars hockey brought to you by PNC Bank. A lot of fun as the American Airlines Center starts to fill out on this Saturday, late afternoon, early evening. Round 1, Game 1, the Stars and the Wild. Dallas Stars hockey brought to you by PNC Bank. Coming up next, our final segment, the TXU Energy Power Play of the Game. This is Dallas Stars hockey on the Ticket.
Maintain your Ticket P1 status and listen to every segment you missed or you want to hear again. Sports debates, funny segments, big name guests, all in the palm of your hand. Ejected straight into your earbuds until your head pops off. Ticket Podcasts. Wherever you get your pods, we're there too. Just like death, taxes, and the Cowboys watching the Super Bowl on TV. Sports Radio, 96.7 and 1310. The Tick.
At Comerica Bank, we've helped build some of America's most iconic companies. Now, we're bringing that same professional-grade expertise to today's builders. The kitchen table entrepreneurs, the first-time storefronts, and late-night dreamers with big ambitions. Because banking built for success shouldn't just be for big business. It should be for anyone building something that matters. Let's build something together at Comerica.com/succeed. Comerica Bank, a division of Fifth Third Bank N.A., member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
When the final horn sounds on the ice, that means it's game time at Choctaw Casinos and Resorts. Make a breakaway to over 7,000 slot machines. Show off your hands at the poker table. Capitalize on a lucky bounce of the dice at craps. And after your hot streak, don't forget to cool off with an ice-cold beer at one of our epic bars and lounges. Have the games of your life tonight at Choctaw Casinos and Resorts.
Orgavadazona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Fly to Philly, take off to Tampa, depart for Denver. Following your team on the road is more rewarding with the American Airlines Advantage program. Your flights and everyday spend not only earn you miles toward your next trip, but also loyalty points toward Advantage status. All the more reason to purchase both a home and away jersey. With status comes great benefits like priority boarding, free check bags, and complimentary upgrades. Not a member? Enroll for free today at AA.com. American Airlines, you are why we fly. Terms and conditions apply.
Michael Dixon and Bruce Levine are breaking down every period, power play, and PK on the Dallas Stars postgame show. Live on the official radio home of the Dallas Stars. Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket.
Dallas Stars hockey is brought to you by PNC Bank. We're getting set for round one, game one. The Stars and the Minnesota Wild here from the American Airlines Center in Dallas. Michael Dixon, Bruce Levine, Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket. We'll get to the TXU Energy Power Player of the game in just a moment. But one thing we really haven't talked a whole lot about, at least not before this game. We've talked about it at length throughout the regular season, but everything just kind of changed the way people looked at the Minnesota Wild. Not with the contract they gave to Kirill Kaprizov, but the trade that they made to land Quinn Hughes. Somehow, some way, he finds himself in the Central Division against one of the on one of the best teams in the NHL and made them a true Cup contender the second that trade went through.
It changed Minnesota from being a team that could be slightly dangerous to a team that is extremely dangerous off the rush, a team that had a middling power play to a team that has a top 5 power play in the NHL. Before Minnesota got Quinn Hughes, they were averaging 2.81 goals per game. After Quinn Hughes, that shot up to 3.55, so almost a full goal higher. The power play went 6 points higher to 27.8% with Quinn Hughes running the power play. So it's a different feel. It's a different look. Now, on the other hand, Minnesota does give up a little more in the defensive zone. They do give up some more goals with Quinn Hughes out there, but they're a team that believes they can play defense, and then they can outscore their problems if they have to. But Quinn Hughes, and we saw him in the Olympics, is a difference maker, and if he has to play 30 minutes a night, he did it 31 minutes last time they played here. He'll do it tonight for the Wild.
Yeah, 31-51 in a regular season game. Yes, there was a lot of power play time, but still 31-51. That is a ludicrous amount of time for a guy to be out there. All right. TXU Energy Power Player of the game. TXU Energy for everything. Bruce, I'll lead us off. I'm going to go with Jason Robertson. We hear all about Jason Robertson needing to produce in the playoffs. Hey, by the way, in his playoff career, 44 points in 56 games. That's not bad. It's not quite what he's done during the regular season. But last year, just 6 points in 11 games. Before that, he had 16 and 19, and then 18 and 19. So it's almost like recency bias when we look at Jason Robertson not producing in the postseason, and he's got a chance to send the GM who did not select him for Team USA home early, and Bill Guerin, of course. So I'm going with Robo. They need him to be one of, if not the best player on the ice in this series, and no better time to start than Game 1.
That's what you want if you're Jason Robertson. Plus, with the contract situation, a big playoffs goes a long way to even bigger dollars in the bank account. Me, I'm going with Nils Lundqvist. Here's a guy that had a big week, had a baby, got a new 2-year extension with the Dallas Stars, and he's going to be a top 4 defenseman to start this series. Nils Lundqvist, Tyler Myers, 2 right-handed defensemen. They have to play well in this series, or else we're going to see Lyubushkin and Petrovic very quickly. Nils Lundqvist has been waiting for this moment his entire career. Played 5.5 minutes per game 2 years ago under Pete DeBoer, became a non-factor. If he can be what the Stars think he can be, it gives them a solid top 4 that can match anybody in the playoffs.
All right, Stars and Wild, round 1, Game 1, right here on the ticket.
This trophy has seen a lot. Oh, the stories it could tell. The thing is, they may all end the same way. But their beginnings are their own, spurring scores of unique odysseys, fraught with sacrifice, desire, emotion. It's the Stanley Cup. It shows you who you really are, what you are truly made of. It will absorb you and humble you. It will define your legacy. Tonight, the first round begins, bringing the unpredictable.
A legendary performance by Rantanen!
And unforgettable.
You couldn't in your wildest dreams dream this up!
After reaching the conference final in 3 consecutive seasons, a ravenous hunger still occupies their spirit. And the dream endures. This group is tried, tested, and dedicated to reaching the pinnacle.
Let's go!
Now, their new journey begins. Welcome to the Stanley Cup playoffs.
There is no time like playoff time, and it's here in Dallas for the 4th straight season, where long runs have become an annual tradition. And the Stars faithful are ready for another this spring. A new trek begins today with the Spotlight Series of the opening round, the 2-3 matchup in the Central Division. The Dallas Stars against the Minnesota Wild on Dallas Stars Hockey, presented by Choctaw Casinos and Resorts, as the 2026 Stanley Cup playoffs begin. Hi again, everybody, and a very good afternoon to you. Alongside Darryl Ray, I'm Josh Bogorod, thrilled to welcome you back to the Stanley Cup playoffs. Razor, we're here again, and it's the absolute greatest.
Here come the palpitations, right? Grab onto something, Stars fans.
Whatever you have, because there's no easing into any playoff, but especially here in this matchup. It's the latest opening round that feels like it could be a conference final. A lot to dissect. Let's start with some of the best goal scorers on the planet.
Yeah, a quartet of 40 goal scorers on display in this series. A couple for the Stars in Robertson and Johnson, a couple for the Minnesota Wild and Kaprizov and Boldy. 3 guys with 45 on the season, and then Boldy rounding things out, all in the top 10 of NHL goal scoring. Jason Robertson can score from anywhere in the offensive zone. We know that about him. Should be uber motivated in wake of his Olympic omission. See how that plays out. Wyatt Johnston, the NHL's best in franchise record scoring power play savant, 27 power play goals on this season. He's the heart of the #1 power play in the league. Kirill the Thrill is also a power play weapon, 19 power play goals on this season, but just 1 goal scored in his 6 playoff games against the Stars. Boldy, he was a part of Team USA's gold. 4 shorthanded goals on the season, that tied for second most in the NHL. And those 4 snipers left a trail of goalie tears this season.
On the back end, though, not to be outdone, are 2 of the best defensemen in the world in Miro Heiskanen and Quinn Hughes. And yet, surrounding all the storylines heading into this series, maybe the biggest one for either side was going to be the availability of their top D-men.
Right. They're both going to go. They were both kind of questionable heading into the series. Miro Heiskanen missed the last 3 games of the regular season. Actually injured in the game against the Minnesota Wild. He led the Stars in time on ice this season. Quinn Hughes led the National Hockey League in time on ice. He was sick. He is sick when he gets on the ice, but he did not travel with them to Dallas. He's here now, and they're both a go tonight.
So we expect plenty of twists and turns between these 2 teams over the next 2 weeks, but we didn't even have to drop the puck on the postseason to get our first. That came with Minnesota's announcement of their Game 1 starting netminder.
Yeah, I don't think it's a humongous gamble, though. You know, Jesper Wallstedt was their best goaltender over the last month of the season. They need a paradigm shift in this building more than anything. They've been clobbered by the Stars at American Airlines Center. Guy at the other end, of course, it's Jake Ottinger's net. And the last time these 2 teams met in the playoffs, Stars were in trouble. They were down 2-1 in the series. They needed a primo performance from him, the Minnesota native, in Game 4. He supplied it, stopped 32 of 34, ended up surrendering only 3 goals in the final 3 games of that series against the Wild.
Mikko Rantanen is ready for his second postseason with Dallas. His first one last year was historic. We'll take a look back at a playoff performance for the ages right after this.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
It's time to tee up the good times at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant. This April, you could win up to $100,000 in cash and our $840,000 Going for the Green giveaway. Play with your Choctaw Rewards Club card to earn entries into drawings every Saturday from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. and give yourself a shot at a $100,000 stroke of luck. Take your swing at the Going for the Green giveaway at Choctaw Casino and Resort Durant.
Want to hear something incredible? That's Eleanor. Just 10 hours after being born, Eleanor was airlifted to Children's Health and met by our expert team trained in cardiac and critical care. At 4 days old, she received a stent to help her heart pump blood to the rest of her body. And today, she's a happy, healthy 1-year-old. That's incredible. That's Children's Health. Incredible together.
When the final horn sounds on the ice, that means it's game time at Choctaw Casinos and Resorts. Make a breakaway to over 7,000 slot machines. Show off your hands at the poker table. Capitalize on a lucky bounce of the dice at craps. And after your hot streak, don't forget to cool off with an ice-cold beer at one of our epic bars and lounges. Have the games of your life tonight at Choctaw Casinos and Resorts.
At Comerica Bank, we've helped build some of America's most iconic companies. Now, we're bringing that same professional-grade expertise to today's builders. The kitchen table entrepreneurs, the first-time storefronts, and late-night dreamers with big ambitions. Because banking built for success shouldn't just be for big business. It should be for anyone building something that matters. Let's build something together at Comerica.com/succeed. Comerica Bank, a division of Fifth Third Bank N.A., member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
This is Dallas Stars hockey on the Ticket. KTCK-FM Flower Mound, KTCK-AM Dallas Fort Worth, Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310 The Ticket, a Cumulus media station.
Intervention. He scored! Take a bow! Absolutely on fire!
Welcome back to the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs, powered by Verizon. Third ever playoff series between the Stars and Minnesota Wild. The start is just moments away. We welcome you back inside, and fans around Dallas are understandably so excited about what Mikko Rantanen can do for an encore after his playoff debut last season.
Yeah, his run was epic with the Dallas Stars. We're going to feature him in our Kia Spotlight here tonight. The Moose led the team in scoring, and by a lot, led the team in goals with 9. And at times it just felt he was the Dallas Stars, especially early on. Faced his former team in the first round single-handedly. Won game number 7 with just an epic performance. Third period in particular. The Hattie for the big guy. He opened the second round against the Winnipeg Jets in Winnipeg with the Hattie as well. First back-to-back hat tricks in Stanley Cup playoffs in 40 years. He scored or assisted on 12 consecutive Stars goals.
Stars and the Wild met 4 times in the regular season. Each team won twice in a thrilling matchup that felt like playoff hockey at times. But now it is the postseason with everything on the line. 2 teams hit the ice, and we bring you opening face-off next.
When the final horn sounds on the ice, that means it's game time at Choctaw Casinos and Resorts. Make a breakaway to over 7,000 slot machines. Show off your hands at the poker table. Capitalize on a lucky bounce of the dice at craps. And after your hot streak, don't forget to cool off with an ice-cold beer at one of our epic bars and lounges. Have the games of your life tonight at Choctaw Casinos and Resorts.
Hey, Stars fans, things are heating up on the ice as the Stars race toward the playoffs. And here in North Texas, summer is about to go into full attack mode. Is your AC ready for a deep playoff run? Right now, On Time Experts, proud official partner of the Dallas Stars, is offering a complete AC tune-up and professional cleaning for just $59. Dust, dirt, and debris are the #1 killers of air conditioners, choking airflow and causing breakdowns. So get your AC ready for a cup run this summer. Go to theontimeexperts.com today.
Orgavadazona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Stars hockey on the Ticket.
The Ticket.
The Ticket presents the 15th annual Macho Self-Storage Jub Jam. Coming to the Longhorn Ballroom, Friday, May 29th, and starring Cody Jinks.
Being a part of this is just special. You know that. We've talked about it. We've been friends a lot of years. Just excited to be back.
Tickets are on sale now at theticket.com. All proceeds benefit the Senior Source. From Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket.
Headlocks, and my goodness, he scores!
There is always something extra special about Game 1 of the postseason. It's the payoff from a 6-month grind to get here. They know all about playoff atmospheres inside American Airlines Center. After 3 straight deep runs, they're ready to start another. The Stanley Cup playoffs are back in Dallas. Fourth straight year that round one, game one comes here inside American Airlines Center. It is hard to imagine a better setting than the one we're in right now. Stars are dressed for the occasion. The fantastic 99 sweaters they debuted earlier this season. Those are the home jerseys for the playoffs. Stars are going to try and do what that 99 Cup winning team did, but to get there, you got to get out of the first round. Stars have made a habit out of that in recent years, advancing past the opening round 6 of their last 7 playoff appearances over the last decade. They're on the ice. Building's electric. The wait is over. Let's send it over to Stars PA announcer Jeff Kay.
Our country, would you please rise, if able, remove your hats, and welcome to the ice, our Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310 The Ticket, and City Credit Union, hometown hero of the game, United States Army Captain, Alan Bennett. And now, to sing the Star-Spangled Banner, our own Selena Ray.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the we're so gallantly streaming, and the rockets are glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, land of the free and the home of the
Great Selena Ray with a stirring kickoff to the postseason. We are ready to go. We check out the flight by Yingling starting goalies for game one.
Jake Ottinger starts these playoffs with the 3rd most postseason experience amongst goalies in these playoffs. It's his 64th start. Jesper Wallstedt, the 23-year-old rookie, makes his first ever playoff start. He has but 40 games of NHL experience to his name.
This is the best time of the year. There's nothing else like playoff hockey. The games get faster, the players hit harder, the results mean more. It's something that can't be duplicated and cannot be topped. Once again, it's back. Welcome to the Stanley Cup playoffs. It starts with the marquee matchup of the opening round. 2 cities with an intertwined past. 2 teams with bad blood and countless storylines in the present. The 3rd ever meeting between the Dallas Stars and the Minnesota Wild. We are set to go. Wyatt Johnston, fresh off of his career year, his 4th trip to the postseason. The puck is dropped. We are underway in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Quinn Hughes hasn't skated in a while. No morning skate with the start time of game one, so it's right back into the fire for him. Esa Lindell moves it up the near side. Stars dressed in the 99 sweaters. The building is alive. Matt Boldy with a rush off the side of the net. And it's played over to the far side. Hughes, who plays just shy of half the game in regulation during the regular season. Now Rantanen pokes it forward. Sam Steele just made his return to action off of a late season injury. In time for that regular season finale in Buffalo, he is on the line with Johnston and Rantanen to begin. Second line that comes over for Glenn Gulletson is Maverick Bourque, Jason Robertson flanking Matt Duchene. Fought for and taken by Hartman, then knocked away, and the Stars will wheel back in their defensive zone. What are you looking for immediately out of the gates?
Physicality and discipline.
Stars take over. Duchene trying to feed it to the front. Over to Niels Lundqvist with a drive. Volstad, his first touch of postseason action, swallows it up for the series' first whistle, 119 in.
Great example of, I think, what both sides want to do, get after the other side deep in their own zone. Glenn Gulletson, his only playoff experience as a head coach came in 2017 when his Calgary Flames lost 4 straight one-goal games to the Ducks. He has done an incredible job this season in preparing this group all season long for this, the Stanley Cup playoffs.
They are a battle-tested bunch as Heiskanen shot blocked away. Thomas Harley did not keep it in on the blue line, according to the guys in stripes. Furman South, Jean Hebert, the referees, Johnny Murray and C.J. Murray have the lines.
John Hines, the head coach of the Wild, his playoff record suggests he doesn't have any kind of secret winning formulas in his pocket. 6 wins in 25 games, bowed out in the first round in all 5 series that he's been behind the bench for. So one of these two coaches is getting him win their first series.
Up and out of play. Yeah, it's a shame. That's the narrative, that one of these two teams is going to have their season come to a close. They finished 3rd and 7th in NHL record, with the Stars 112 points and the Wild 104.
Well, the playoff format, Stars, if they listened to fans, would be facing the Anaheim Ducks in the first round. It would be 2 versus 7.
It is a 2-3 matchup, and this is just the latest example of a grind in the opening round for the Stars. There's Nick Foligno, throws a check on Colin Blackwell. Blackwell, Foxa, and Ernie out there with that big, hulking back pair of Bischel and Tyler Myers, 6'7" and 6'8", manning the Stars' blue line.
Yeah, the third pairs for both teams are physical and have size.
It would be Middleton and Bogosian, the veteran for Minnesota. And Middleton, of course, is the guy who introduced himself on that check back in October, game number 3, the home opener that cost Matt Duchene close to 2 months. Faber with a shot saved by Ottinger, his first of the postseason, and then lifted out by Jamie Benn. Here's Heiskanen cutting loose, has a man to his right, and Volstad made the save and hung on to it, no rebound. And our first little post-whistle dust-up.
Miro Heiskanen striding out on the rush is a high flip by the captain. Nice little relay by Oscar Beck in neutral ice. If there is a rebound generated on this, if you look off to the left on Volstad, that is the rookie Justin Richkovian cruising in, sniffing for a loose pill to deposit. Nobody had him marked.
Justin Richkovian, who is making his Stanley Cup playoff debut, was so excited in the buildup of this. Remember not that long ago talking to him about getting into a preseason game in this building, and he was jumping out of his skin. You can only imagine the feeling right now. Heiskanen has to go back, chased by Boldy, who shoves him along the wall. And Esa Lindell took a push from behind by Johansson. And Heiskanen, the bank for Mikko Rantanen. He finds Johnston. Johnston gets it deep. Sam Steele, the last time the Stars and the Wild met in the playoffs, it was 2023. Steele was a member of the Wild. Had a huge hand in a double overtime game 1 win for Minnesota. That was his debut in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Stars general manager Jim Nill liked him so much in a Wild uniform, he made him a Dallas Star. Smart move.
There are a lot of guys who are a part of that series. Dallas has 9 players on their roster right now that were a part of it. Minnesota has a dozen. So certainly some new faces, but some familiar ones as well. Faber, the curl back inside his own zone. Faber was just getting his feet wet at the NHL level in 2023. Save made by Oettinger. Faber went straight from the Frozen Four into the NHL and found himself playing playoff games. Just the 3rd time he had ever played at the NHL. Stars steal it away. Robertson got it low. Maverick Bourque, a 20-goal scorer as a sophomore. Angles it across, kept by the feet of Myers. Myers with a shot, and it ricochets off of traffic. A long reach by Bischel, kept it but not for long. Faber can calm it down for Hughes. Talk about how much Quinn Hughes and Miro Heiskanen play for good reason as Oettinger makes a save. Don't forget about Faber. First penalty is coming. It's going to go against Myers. He took down Matt Zuccarello away from the play, elbowing against Tyler Myers.
Well, the play started with, again, the ability to egress out of the Wild zone. A long lead pass, the initial shot, not a toughie for Oettinger. And then I think this is more a size penalty than anything else. You know, Zuccarello is an elfin 5'8", and the guy who took the minor penalty is a foot taller than him. Both these power plays had just sensational regular seasons. They are evenly matched in this regard, and the Stars know all about that from the final meeting in the regular season between these two teams in this building. They got singed.
Minnesota went 3 for 5 in that game, and all 5 of their power play goals this season against the Stars came here at American Airlines Center. They went 5 for 14 in the 4 games and 5 for 9 in Dallas. As the Stars clear it all the way down, this is going to be a huge part of the playoff series.
Well, the first part of it is perfect from a Stars perspective. You know, win the draw and get it down the ice. Those are the first 2 tenets of any good penalty kill.
Nice to have Radek Faksa back on the kill for the Stars as he missed most of the post-Olympic schedule. Gets a quick change with Oscar Beck, Sam Steele, and Colin Blackwell, the next forwards over the boards. The Wild cut their way in, and it's swept away and cleared out by Dallas. 40 seconds gone by on the minor.
This little clean, swift play by Miro Heiskanen.
Almost turned over to Steele. The Wild didn't give up a lot of shorthanded goals, only 4. The Stars didn't score a lot, only 4. But Dallas got a shorty in the season series against Minnesota. Miro Heiskanen. Left wing side at Zuccarello. Now in front, they score! Joel Eriksson-Ek. A power play goal early on. And Minnesota strikes first in the series.
It's just a sliver of a broken play. And Eriksson-Ek impacts their squad in so many different areas. It's a breezy entry against the Stars. They can't control that or contest it, but watch this pass. I think it just skipped the skate of Miro Heiskanen. Now the stick blade right into the wheelhouse. He goes low glove with the one-timer, and that is not the chance you want to give up. All started with the entry and how easy that was, and the Stars will chase here in game 1.
Eriksson-Ek finished 1 goal shy of a 20-goal campaign, but it doesn't take him long to get a huge one here to open the postseason. The 7th playoff goal of his career comes on a power play from Matt Boldy and Matt Zuccarello. So the Stars fall behind 1-0, and that Minnesota power play picks up exactly where they left off 9 nights ago. Chipped in by Brodin. Talked about that 2023 meeting. Technically, Eriksson-Ek was a part of that meeting. but he was injured. Played only 19 seconds and could not go the rest of that game and did not go the rest of that series. That was a huge loss for them, and as you mentioned, he is a big part of what they can do.
Well, if memory serves me, the Stars lost a guy, too.
I think your memory does. That, of course, was the infamous Joe Pavelski and Matt Dumba exchange that came in that game one. Nick Foligno around for Faber. Down for Foligno. The two Foligno brothers out there on this same line with big Michael McCarron, who was a trade deadline pickup between them. Nick for Faber, and sticked away by Ottinger, up and off the netting and out of play. 13-11 left in the first period. The Stanley Cup playoffs are back in Dallas. It is Joel Eriksson-Ek who gets Minnesota the first goal of the postseason.
Hey, Stars fans, things are heating up on the ice as the Stars race toward the playoffs. And here in North Texas, summer is about to go into full attack mode. Is your AC ready for a deep playoff run? Right now, On Time Experts, proud official partner of the Dallas Stars, is offering a complete AC tune-up and professional cleaning for just $59. Dust, dirt, and debris are the #1 killers of air conditioners, choking airflow and causing breakdowns. So get your AC ready for a cup run this summer. Go to theontimeexperts.com today.
Orgavadazona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Well, everybody's talking about the all-new Telluride 2027, but there's also so many other models arriving daily at my Kia dealer, Classic Kia of Carrollton. Corby here with Classic Kia of Carrollton GM Alan Glover.
That's right, Corby. The 2026 Carnival Gas or Hybrid is just 2.99% APR, up to 60 months, or up to $2,000 Kia Finance cash on select trims.
Test drive your favorite Kia today, and the only place to shop Kia is Classic Kia in Carrollton, I-35 North in Carrollton, or shop 24/7 at ClassicKiaCarrollton.com.
Relax, enjoy the difference.
Dallas Stars hockey on the ticket.
Hits, which is a significant void for the Stars and Tyler Seguin. Same thing with Tyler. Jason Spezza tore the Wild apart back in 2016 in a rather crazy finish to that series. A couple of 5-4 games to close it out.
Both times were the opening round matchups. Both times with Stars in 6. A lot of people have this one projected to go very deep, if not the distance, with two of the top teams in the NHL meeting in the first round. Niels Lundqvist will flip it up ahead to Ritzkovian, and he tosses it forward. Talk about how Ritzkovian is making his playoff debut for the Stars. He's the only one in the lineup officially, but there are some guys who have much larger roles than they have before in limited playoff action. Niels Lundqvist, Maverick Bourque right at the top of that list. Lundqvist chasing back, trying to keep Kaprizov to the wing. Kaprizov stick handles, but surrounded by Stars and taken back over by Dallas.
Yeah, that is tracking. That hard work from Wyatt Johnston in particular to help out.
Faber stretches it for Eriksson-Ek. He's got the lone goal in a 1-0 Minnesota lead. Little more than 7.5 gone by. Opening period, game 1. 2026 Stanley Cup playoffs. Matt Duchene sent to the slot. Then Middleton back off the stick of Eriksson-Ek. As Lindell is chased by him. Got it out near the blue line. It hopped away, and the Stars under a little bit of pressure. Lindell up the boards, but grabbed by Eriksson-Ek. Centered, taken by the Stars and swept behind the net. And a shot handled by Ottinger to the corner. Back to Boldy, send a bouncer rink wide. Bogosian, and it was blocked by Lindell. He finished the season 5th in blocks, and there is a penalty coming up as Esa Lindell took some contact right before he played that puck all the way down. And it's going to be the Stars' first power play.
It's blurted out. You got it, though. It's slashing, and the Stars will get a chance to answer the high flip again out of the zone. And ironically, the man who drew one earlier ends up. They had to drag Johansson across from their bench. And the Stars power play, which finished the regular season one spot ahead of the Minnesota Wild. Look, the Wild were very productive on the power play on the road in the regular season. The Stars were the best on home ice.
And Wyatt Johnston, obviously the huge part of that with his league-high 27 power play goals. This Stars power play is brought to you by TXU Energy. Kept in by Heiskanen. And over to Jason Robertson. Robertson left wing side. Taking his time in front and knocked away. Then a race for it. And strong on the stick, Big McCarron clears it down.
Well, you know for sure, they have number 53 circled in their penalty kill meeting, and how to close down Wyatt Johnston, and most of his damage done from the dead slot in the offensive zone.
Stars weave their way back in. Robertson leaving for Heiskanen. Heiskanen up at the blue line. Back for Jason Robertson. His shot and snared. Great job by Volstead to keep his eyes on that one and glove it.
Again, the ability to get in clean and swift with the puck, and that is Wyatt Johnston navigating his way in slalom-like, and then Volstead, the netminder, peers one side and then stabs the other. That's good tracking from the netminder on one of the Stars' top gunners in Jason Robertson. 6 save.
Stars control it again. Heiskanen to Robertson on the left wing. Jason Robertson escorted to the wall, patiently moves it up high, then gets it back. Robertson and deflected away to the corner. Wanted the centering pass. It's Heiskanen. Robertson again. Sends low this time. Johnston curls to Heiskanen. Quickly offers it. Mikko Rantanen in the corner. Pursued a bit. Keeps a handle on it. 42 left on the power play. Rantanen up at the blue line. Heiskanen across. Settled with the skate. Rantanen at Duchesne and mishandled a bit off of Volstad's stick. Recorralled by the Stars. Rantanen to Robertson. Low. They try and set up the triangle. Was taken away, and Duchesne attempting to bank it off of Volstead, and he just barely did keep his ground and hang on.
Man, the Stars' 5 power play individuals changed spots so often. I mean, it was constantly moving, and with no real options for Duchesne, he's thinking, I'm going to find a little window. You can see the goaltender skate outside the pipe. A lot of times that'll create a bit of a window, a bit of a crack for that 3-inch by 1-inch puck to find its way through.
Stars went 4 for 9 in the season series on the power play against Minnesota, but 3 for 3 in their first 2 meetings and only 1 for 6 in their most recent 2 in March and April. Right side, Ritzkovian. Now Ben feeding for Bork. Knocked away and cleared by the Wild.
They had that sniffed out with their penalty kill. The Stars tried to trigger it with that icing line to slot. Too many sticks. Good awareness.
Final seconds on the power play. Johansson, who's got more than 100 games of Stanley Cup playoff experience, comes out of the box. 0 for 1 on the power play, the Stars. 2023, the Stars power play was such a big part of the equation. They were 37.5% in their 6-game victory over the Wild. Harley, his shot blocked by Erikssonek. To the corner it goes. Ritzkovian gets hounded from behind. Worked out by the recently released Johansson. And then Harley. Banked forward. Colin Blackwell has a cutter. Wound up splitting in between Foxa and Ernie. Adam Ernie had a long route to get back to the NHL, even in the regular season, even longer in the playoffs. Bischel gets hit hard by Trennan. Blackwell in the left wing corner. Colin Blackwell to Bischel. Held it on the blue line. Cleared all the way down by Minnesota.
That's going to be icing against them. They cannot change. Well, fans, Victory Plus is giving away a vacation to Walt Disney World. Catch any Stars or Rangers game on Victory Plus during the month of April to earn points toward the trip of a lifetime in Orlando, Florida. Your ticket to Disney could be one game away. The building is packed. They are ready to explode here for the start of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Harley from the point, back behind the net, Rantanen. Stars with their top line out there following the icing, trying to keep possession in the attack zone. Batted steal, couldn't get it through Yurov cleanly. Bogosian uses the glass and over the leaping steal. And Trennan can offer it rink wide. Hughes gets to it while a partial change going on. Trennan shoved down by Heiskanen, who dislodges with the poke. And then Hughes just safely escapes with the puck. Under 8 to go here in the first period. Power play goal from Joel Eriksson Ek. The only marker so far. The Wild have a 1-0 lead. Each team has been on the power play once. Some impatient boos as Hughes took his time. Third trip to the postseason for Quinn Hughes. Heavy hit. Zuccarello in on Niels Lundqvist. Welterweight battle. And up in the air, off the protective netting and out of play. We're expecting a physical series between these two division rivals. You know, Jamie Benn's going to be a part of that. He introduces himself to Brock Faber.
Hey, it's Lando for City Credit Union. Lately, everything feels a little more expensive. That's why your car payment should feel manageable, not like a stretch. With an auto loan from City CU, you can choose terms that fit your budget and your life, whether you're buying new, used, or refinancing what you already have. It's all about finding a payment that works for you month after month. Less stress and more control. Ready for a better auto loan experience? Visit City CU to find a payment that works for you.
Certain restrictions apply, subject to credit approval. See Credit Union for details.
In the auto and diesel service world, talk doesn't fix anything. Skills do. At Lincoln Tech's Grand Prairie campus, you can build the skills that push you to think sharper and work smarter. Using the tools and technology the pros use, you'll learn how to diagnose what others miss and problem solve under the hood. If you're ready to prove what you're made of, enroll now for spring classes. Convenient day and evening schedules are available. Visit lincolntech.edu for info and to schedule a campus tour.
This is Dallas Stars Hockey on Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310.
The Ticket!
This is Dallas Stars Hockey on The Ticket. KTCK FM Flower Mound, KTCK AM Dallas Fort Worth, Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310. The Ticket, a Cumulus media station. This is Dallas Stars Hockey on Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310.
Just continue here in Game 1. It's the great thing about the Stanley Cup playoffs, and in particular, the opening round and early in opening rounds. Everybody's got a ton of energy. Everybody goes an extra mile to finish checks. You can hear it. It's percussive.
We'll restart with a face-off inside the Wild zone. Maverick Bourque adding that physical element to his arsenal in his second NHL go-round. Shot by Hartman, gets it deep. Jake Ottinger leaving for Lindell, who's forced a little bit back by Zuccarello. Back in 2019, he was a member of a Stars postseason run. Now it's Duchesne. Across with a shot snapped wide by Bourque. He follows up himself in front of Brodin. Duchesne, greasy work down low as well, and then tripped up a bit. And it's Kirill Kaprizov who comes out. Kaprizov opened the scoring in the series 3 years ago. And it was a power play goal, wound up being the only one he got all series long. Power play goal opened things up again this time around for
for Minnesota from Eriksson Ek.
And the Wild wanted too many men on the ice call against the Stars. Just happened that the play came right to the bench where they were making the change. Broke up their play.
Jamie Benn blows a tire, cutting on the half wall, reaches back and is able to keep it away from Middleton. Then the helmet pops off, so he's got to get to the bench. And the lid comes off. The rule is you have to put it right back on immediately. And Blackwell would have been offside if he touches, and if you can't do that, you got to get to the bench. McCarron flings one right into Ottinger, and then there's a crowd around the Stars netminder following the whistle. Under 6 to go in the first period. Stars and the Minnesota Wild. 1-0. Wild have the lead early.
This is Chris Lewis of Chris Lewis & Associates. Sometimes it pays to have a star on your team, like when you're accused of a serious crime or become the victim of a severe injury due to negligence. Events like these can destroy the life you've built unless you take fast action. Reach out to lewisdefense.com or call 214-444-1000. Let us fight for you. That's lewisdefense.com, your star team for criminal defense and serious injury representation.
It's hockey season, and you can get anything you need delivered with Uber Eats. Well, almost anything. So no, you can't get an ice rink on Uber Eats. But iced tea, ice cream, or just plain old ice? Yes, we deliver those. Goaltenders, no. But chicken tenders, yes. Because those are groceries, and we deliver those too. Along with your favorite restaurant food, alcohol, and other everyday essentials. Order Uber Eats now. For alcohol, you must be legal drinking age. Please enjoy responsibly. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
TXU Energy is the trusted provider with plans to help you save no matter how you use energy. Whether that means you're a work-from-homer, a stay-up-all-nighter, a newfound EV driver, a solar panel adopter, or a recent mover, they've got a plan just for you. And a total satisfaction guarantee means they stand behind every single plan. Discover why more Texans choose TXU Energy than any other provider by visiting TXU.com today. TXU Energy. Energy for everything.
Visit TXU.com for more information. Rep number 10004. Stars hockey on the ticket.
The ticket. The two-man tasked with trying to find an advantage against the other side, Glenn Gulletson and John Hines. Man, the two teams are truly mirror images of one another. The margins are so tight between these clubs, two of the best in the NHL this season. You can see how close in a lot of different areas, both offensively and defensively. Stars have more experience. They have more experience at that position in the pipes. They have more playoff experience, more successful playoff experience. But they play it on the sheet. And right now it's the Wild 1-0.
A little bit of shuffling after Eriksson Ek gets kicked out of the faceoff. So Radek Faksa will be opposed by Boldy. No, he won't. They're going to kick Fox out too. So a battle of the backups, Boldy and Blackwell, glove side of Ottinger. Won by the Wild. Faber with a shot. Raised off of Ottinger and then over to the corner. Thomas Harley up the boards but not out of the zone. Collected by Boldy. One of the 40 goal men out there. Two on either side. Hughes to Faber. They'll wind it in wide. Faksa threw a check. It got to the puck and cleared it away from Hughes.
It's such a little thing, but it's a bull thing that Radek Faksa just did. You know, win on the wall. Going to be humongous in this series.
Faber for Johansson. A little bit of a toe pick in the Stars. Harley turned away from a shove. Niels Lundqvist drops it back. Harley given a lot of space while Wild are in the midst of a change. Johnston angled back for Lundqvist. And banked for Rantanen. And he's got to chase it into the Stars zone.
One thing the Stars improved at this season is taking their time and sort of picking their way up ice out of their own zone. They're having a tough time getting through the neutral zone between the two blue lines right now against the Wild.
Now some space as Johnston carries ahead. Sam Steele makes a move, fed to the right. Rantanen with a shot and Volstead hung on to it.
spend all that time just trying to navigate your way up ice. You finally get in there and just try to wire one at the net. No rebound off the torso of young Wallstedt, but it sets up a face-off to his left. Stars have tested him a couple of times here, and more than anything, he looks calm, you know, like he's rebound control, he's played the puck.
Based on the way the numbers were down the stretch between he and Gustafsson, I think a lot of people did expect that you would see Wallstedt at some point in the series. He was not a popular pick to be the Game 1 starter, really just because of title more than anything, is check thrown by Marcus Foligno. But he is in there, a perfect 7 of 7. Ottinger 6 of 7 at the other end as we tick inside the final 4 minutes of the first. Tyler Myers taking his time. And then back for Bischel. He can set up shop. Hand ahead for Bork. Faber in retreat for Minnesota. Came a catch with Quinn Hughes. Up in front of the benches, Kaprizov slid. Zuccarello has a cutter, and it got away from Hardman. Little stick pestering from Maverick Bork. Wheel up high, Hughes. Kaprizov centered it, and fanned by Zuccarello. It's offside, so the Wild have to let it go and touch up.
What a great defensive play by Maverick Bork. The awareness away from the puck. Otherwise, that might have been a dunk.
Hughes trying to inch it up the wall. The Stars had it, but Lindell unable to hold the point, and that's offside against Dallas.
Once again, the play up ice starts with Quinn Hughes. They have used the boards, the indirect, a lot here in the first period, and take the Stars line, little 10-2, and try to hit the guy on the far side. I think Ottinger had it sniffed out anyway and was across awaiting it, but Bork helped with some tracking and knifed it away. You expect the checking to be tight, right? The Minnesota Wild finished with the second best save percentage in the NHL. The Stars finished with the second best goals against average in the NHL. Goals at a premium.
Check thrown by Justin Ritzkovian. Lindell got it down low. Ritzkovian trying to pry his way loose. Got checked by Yurov after he was able to get clear of one. 4 times these two teams met. Essentially, all 4 games were 1-goal games. A couple of 5-2 finals with 2 empty netters that they split in those first 2 meetings. Then an overtime win for the Wild in March, and that thriller a week ago by the Stars. It's loose for Yurov, delays, and it's kicked out. Ottinger tried to go back low against the grain. Hughes to Faber. Blocked by Beck. Faber stays with it. Rister, and Ottinger makes that save. Big stop earlier by Jake.
Spiffy net minding, and he continued to lobby with the officials. The initial stage of this chance was the forecheck by Trennan, who's going to finish all his hits. He led the NHL in that category, but it was on Miro Heiskanen. They worked it to the front of the net. This all-Russian line for the Wild with an interior opportunity. Man, every time you see Heiskanen get hit, I'm sure they're thinking on their side the same thing. Every time the Stars can get a lick on Quinn Hughes, everybody has a second glance at it. Miro seems to be okay after that one. Need him. Missed the first 10 games of the Stanley Cup playoffs last year. That was one of the most stunning facts of that opening round. They did not have Miro Heiskanen. They did not have Jason Robertson, and they still vanquished the Colorado Avalanche.
Kind of became underreported because the Stars continued so long after that. Went on to beat Winnipeg in 6. Here's Rantanen shot. Wallstedt looked behind him. He had it underneath that left pad, that left boot.
Nice work by the Stars to get themselves through neutral ice. Have a D-man joining, little head fake from Nils Lundqvist, the defenseman, to take the line. The puck actually came through some bodies. And watch the head of Wallstedt here. Makes the save. Takes a peek. Worried that was trickling through the 5-hole.
Mikko Rantanen playing in his 100th career Stanley Cup playoff game. His 19th as a member of the Stars, as we're going to get another penalty, a high sticking, and they're checking Zach Bogosian to find out the damage. It's going to be a single minor against the Stars.
Mikko Rantanen led the Stars in penalty minutes during the regular season, and as he was pursuing, that's one of those one-hand kind of loose and reckless whacks at the defenseman as he's getting it out of the zone, and it just ricochets off the shaft of the stick up into the grill. Bogosian, like Jamie Benn, one of the few that don't wear a visor. They're a dying breed in the National Hockey League. I wouldn't have helped them there. That was going from down low up into the teeth.
Rantanen's 93 penalty minutes tied him for 14th in the NHL.
Not great timing on that and where it was at. And they got to see if they can get through it.
1-for-1 on the power play. The Wild back up a man, and it's cleared out by Beck. Not lockstep, but similar with time remaining in the period and the Rantanen high sticking minor. Taken away by the Stars. Hughes will get it back and set up the five-man unit. Eriksson Ek over for Hughes. Up top for Boldy. Boldy, coast low, right circle, snaps a shot, save Onger. The puck was loose. The near side referee, it looked like Onger had it smothered, and so Furman South blew it dead even though the puck was loose.
Jake's been sharp. He had trouble on both sides. He had Eriksson Ek on one side and right in front initially, and then Kaprizov. So if this puck gets loose, you know, they work it back out in front. He has to find that through bodies, lashes out with the right leg. A good look here. It's the sort of I formation. It's drilled through the legs of Esa Lindell, the Stars' top shot blocker, and his partner Heiskanen trying to block out Kaprizov on the back door.
Heiskanen, after the faceoff went to the corner, was met by Eriksson Ek, unable to clear it. The Wild, though, can't hold it in. Slid underneath Zuccarello, and they've got to reset.
Tough play on the backhand there. Stars thrilled about it.
Boldy for Zuccarello in the final minute of the first. Wild up a goal and a man. Boldy with a shot save. Onger read it well, going over to his left. Jake Onger locked in on a couple of these stops against Minnesota.
Oh, this is very vintage Otter on this one. A full stretch, mitt involved. Might have shot him a little bit back into him. I have another look from this angle. Yeah, he did. Sweet saucer pass across to one of their 240 goal men. Those sometimes against the grain find a way of finding a window under the oxter, the armpit of netminders, but Jake was filling a lot of cage on that one.
11 of Matt Boldy's 42 goals this season came on the power play. 53 seconds remaining in the opening period. Fox and Eriksson Ek both tumble down off the draw, but it's controlled by Minnesota. Zuccarello off a stick to Boldy, then he leaves it and wound up losing it out to center. Zuccarello, the half wall, it's Hughes. Zuccarello again, the forward. Short pass for the defenseman Hughes. Up and down the far side wall. Zuccarello at the blue line. Hughes left wing. Across to Boldy, who sets it up for Zuccarello. Off a stick and away from Kaprizov, who took it off the boards instead. Back for Hughes, left wing. Quinn Hughes, and played well by Miro Heiskanen. Stick down, took the lane away, and Dallas clears it. Only 8 seconds left in the period. One last chance here for the Wild. Up a man, Boldy. Pass to Hughes. 2 seconds left. They will not get the shot away. And the Stars have gotten through 149 of that Rantanen minor. But Joel Eriksson Ek's power play goal earlier in the period, the only one a frame through.
Well, special teams and goaltending on the road in the regular season, every game in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and it's on display here in Game 1 of this series.
Jake Onger looked good.
Joel Eriksson Ek, the lone goal scorer. Flags are out, fans are out. The electricity is dialed up with the Stanley Cup playoffs back here in Dallas. The Stars and the Wild. And the postseason is back underway.
Wherever you go is where you are. And the Ticket stream flows right to you. Stream us on your commute, before and after every meeting, or around the house with an earbud in. Listening to the Ticket doesn't even require a radio. Maintain your P1 status and stream us to be us.
Let me suck on that digital teat.
On our apps, smart speaker, or online at theticket.com. From the station that says, hey, did the water just get warmer?
That's weird.
Sports Radio, 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket.
Breaking news for your home. Way Day. Wayfair's big sale is almost here, and you can score the best deals in home. Like up to 80% off everything home. Yes, you heard that right. 80% off with free shipping on everything. Plus surprise flash deals all Way Day long. We're talking outdoor furniture and essentials, rugs, and more. All at Wayfair, and all up to 80% off during Way Day. Shop Wayfair's Way Day from April 25th through 27th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
America, look around. Everywhere you go, prices are still high, rates have been whipsawing markets, and the debt and spending don't exactly scream stability. Experts say diversifying with intention is the #1 secret account that all American smart money uses to hedge against instability. Monetary Gold has been around since 2000, witnessing multiple economic setbacks. If you call now, Monetary Gold will cover up to a lifetime of your IRA fees on qualified accounts. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
My name is Shadow, and 3 years ago I had CLR at Clearsight, and it was the best decision ever. I used to have reading glasses stashed everywhere. My purse, my car, my kitchen counter. I was, constantly losing them and buying new ones. My kids used to laugh at me when we would go out to eat because I would hold the menu way out here or use my flashlight. Since I had CLR, everything I do is easy again. It's incredible. My only regret is that I didn't do it sooner. I can't recommend Clearsight enough.
Thank you, Shadow. Stories like that are exactly why we do this. I'm Dr. Luke with Clearsight LASIK and Lens.
And I'm Dr. Anna. You don't have to put up with cheap readers anymore. If you've been putting off ditching reading glasses, make this your year. Get CLR.
We stand by every procedure we perform. 2020 or it's free, and you're going to love what you see.
Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today. Clearsight LASIK and Lens. Call 214-380-2020 or visit clearsight.com.
It's home selling season, and what's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. That never happens with Orchard. Lowball offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. You don't have to settle when you sell with an Orchard agent. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale. Their local agents help you sell on the market for top dollar. First, Orchard gives you cash up front to buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then, once you're settled in, your Orchard agent helps sell your home on the market for top dollar. Here's what one customer said. I went under contract within 24 hours of my home listing, which was amazing. With Orchard, you never have to settle for less. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Curious how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
This is the Dallas Stars Hockey Intermission Report, brought to you by Kia. On Sports Radio, 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket.
Well, the Stars trail the Wild 1-0 after one period in round one, game one of this Titanic playoff series. Michael Dixon, Bruce Levine, Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310. The Ticket, the intermission show brought to you by your DFW area Kia dealers. Bruce, special teams and goaltending, that's the formula this time of year. And you can't afford to put this Wild power play on the job. That is the difference. The first 20 minutes, a power play goal. Jake Ottinger, other than that, made some big saves on the other end. Wallstedt was excellent for Minnesota, and this looked like a series that will be tight from the outset.
Well, if John Hines had any second
guessing about starting Wallstedt over Gustafsson, I think that's out the window, as the rookie was spectacular in the first period. Most importantly, made a huge save. Best look of the period, Mikko Rantanen coming down at about the left circle inside toward the slot, tried to go 5-hole, and Wallstedt stopped that. The concern if you're the Dallas Stars is you've taken two, I would say, needless penalties in that period. Tyler Myers with the elbowing that did not have to happen, and Mikko Rantanen with the high stick. And Minnesota's power play picked up right where it left off 2 weeks ago when it scored 3 power play goals. Got the only goal of the period on the power play. Dallas was trying to be aggressive on the first penalty kill to keep the puck from being dished around. And Minnesota got that one little break and was able to put it in the net. Jake Ottinger with a couple of really nice saves at the end of the period. One on Danila Yurov going into the middle, trying to go back against the grain, and Ottinger got it with the left pad. And then on the power play, brilliant cross-eye setup to Matt Boldy. Matt Boldy knows how to bury the puck, but Ottinger goes post to post, right to left, and denies the Minnesota sharpshooter. Still 1-0 Minnesota in front. Dallas has got to find ways to get into the Minnesota zone and start cycling the puck and wearing them down, because it has been a very good defensive period 5-on-5 for both teams.
The period recap and highlights brought to you by Choctaw Casinos and Resorts, where the players play. You alluded to it. Needless penalty, 4.5 minutes in. Tyler Myers sits. And the Wild, again, a couple of weeks ago, 3 power play goals. They looked unstoppable. They've been a completely different power play with the addition of Quinn Hughes. So you can't take penalties and expect to get through them unscathed. And the Wild on a man advantage early in game 1, strike first.
Left wing side at Zuccarello. Now in front, they score! Joel Eriksson Ek. A power play goal early on. And Minnesota strikes first in the series.
So, Eriksson Ek with the series first goal. Boldy and Zuccarello on the assist at 5:35, so about halfway through that penalty that Tyler Myers took, and Minnesota takes a 1-0 lead.
And up to that point, Dallas had done an excellent job of trying to keep the puck out of their zone and not letting Minnesota set up. But this is how quickly the Wild power play can go from looking mediocre to looking like one of the best in the league. Again, we talked about with Quinn Hughes playing for the Wild, their power play has been around 28%. What you think about Dallas for the entire season, that was Minnesota after the trade for Quinn Hughes. And on this play, it doesn't take long. Puck goes into the Dallas zone, and the Stars are trying to put some pressure. They don't want Zuccarello and company zinging the puck around, but that's exactly what happens as they get the puck from right to left, and then it goes down low. Zuccarello gets the puck at the left side, immediately chips it low to Matt Boldy behind the goal line. It's the triangle play. It's the triangle pass, only off the triangle pass, off immediate puck movement. So it goes right to left to low to slot. It goes from Hughes to Zuccarello, down low to Boldy, immediately in the slot as Joel Eriksson Ek has turned and gets the puck from about 20 feet out, and it's a perfect shot, just far post and in, and it is a 1-0 Minnesota lead. It's a triangle passing play. Dallas said, talked to a couple of players, that on the penalty kill, they were going to try to be more aggressive and keeping Minnesota from getting those backdoor plays. Remember against Dallas a couple of weeks ago, couple of beautiful goals on the back door. Dallas was trying to avoid the backdoor play, and what happens? They get spread out, and it's the triangle passing play to the slot that winds up hurting Dallas in the first period.
So that was the only goal. A little while after that, Johansson went off for slashing Lindell. Stars power play looked pretty good, but didn't convert.
No, it looked pretty good, but the puck movement wasn't fast. It was sort of hanging on, looking. Matt Duchene tried to bank one off Wallstedt and in the net. Wyatt Johnston immediately smothered. Anytime the puck went low to the Dallas Stars power play in deep toward the circle or down low, immediately the defense collapsed on Wyatt Johnston. Jason Robertson got one wrist shot through, and quite frankly, I don't know how Wallstedt saw that, as Johnson had a good screen, but other than that, not a whole lot of Dallas Stars quality grade A power play chances. We're seeing Minnesota do things a little bit differently, and what they're basically doing is they're shutting down Wyatt Johnston and saying, okay, you want to shoot from the dots? We'll take our chances with that, but we're not going to take a chance on leaving Wyatt Johnston alone in front.
You talked about it, but at the very end of that first period, 53 seconds to go, Jake Ottinger makes a save with the Wild on the power play. Once again, the Wild will have 11 seconds remaining on the man advantage when the second period begins.
Well, we have seen Dallas in the past, at least a couple of weeks. 11 seconds has been enough to give up a goal. So Dallas has to get through the 11 seconds and then start playing a little more speed through the neutral zone. I'm not saying that Minnesota had a ton of speed through the neutral zone either. 5-on-5, there was not much going on. But if you remember the game a couple of weeks ago, Dallas had 5 goals at even strength against Minnesota, so only 1 for the Wild. Now, maybe the Wild think that the reason for that was the goaltending, and we'll see if the Dallas Stars can somehow put a little more pressure on Wallstedt. Interesting factoid. In the 2021 draft, there were 2 goaltenders, Sebastian Cossa and Jesper Wallstedt. Detroit trades with Dallas. Dallas moves down. That's why they got Wyatt Johnston. Detroit trades up, and they have their choice between Cossa and Wallstedt. They chose Cossa, and Wallstedt winds up being with the Minnesota Wild. Could have easily been, had Detroit felt differently, Wallstedt could have been a Red Wing. They made the trade up, but decided that Cossa was the better option, and so far that has not worked out in the Red Wings' favor.
Yeah, and here Wallstedt is starting game 1, and he was perfect in period number 1. The Wild with a 1-0 lead. The intermission show brought to you by your DFW area Kia dealers. Coming up next, we'll check on what's happening elsewhere in the Stanley Cup playoffs. This is Dallas Stars hockey on the ticket.
It's NFL draft season on the ticket, and that means Bob Sturm's big sports brain is poring over prospects and putting them into pods. Presenting the Ticket's annual NFL Draft Podcast with Sports Sturm and his draft dude, Dominic Robinson.
All right.
We're dropping new episodes weekly heading into the NFL Draft in April.
Can you name a cowboy?
Subscribe wherever you get your regular ticket podcasts. From Sports Radio, 96.7 and 1310, The Tick.
Learn to skate at your local Children's Health Star Center with the Dallas Stars Try Skating for Free program. All new skaters ages 4 to adult can receive 2 free 30-minute sessions of instruction on consecutive Saturdays. Call 214-GO-SKATE or visit dallasstars.com/starcenters.
Hey, Stars fans, things are heating up on the ice as the Stars race toward the playoffs. And here in North Texas, summer is about to go into full attack mode. Is your AC ready for a deep playoff run? Right now, On Time Experts, proud official partner of the Dallas Stars, is offering a complete AC tune-up and professional cleaning for just $59. Dust, dirt, and debris are the #1 killers of air conditioners, choking airflow and causing breakdowns. So get your AC ready for a cup run this summer. Go to theontimeexperts.com today.
TXU Energy is the trusted provider with plans to help you save no matter how you use energy. Whether that means you're a work-from-homer, a stay-up-all-nighter, a newfound EV driver, a solar panel adopter, or a recent mover, they've got a plan just for you. And a total satisfaction guarantee means they stand behind every single plan. Discover why more Texans choose TXU Energy than any other provider by visiting TXU.com today. TXU Energy. Energy for everything.
Visit TXU.com for more information. Rep number 10004. When it comes to leadership, there's no skating by. On the ice, the Dallas Stars set the standard. And on the road, Ford does. Like how F-Series has been America's best-selling trucks for 49 years straight. Performance, capability, dependability. That's our hat trick for every truck and SUV. And that's why your Texas Ford dealers are a proud sponsor of the Dallas Stars. Based on 1977 to 2025 CY total sales.
Ford is the best in Texas.
When the final horn sounds on the ice, that means it's game time at Choctaw Casinos and Resorts. Make a breakaway to over 7,000 slot machines. Show off your hands at the poker table. Capitalize on a lucky bounce of the dice at craps. And after your hot streak, don't forget to cool off with an ice-cold beer at one of our epic bars and lounges. Have the games of your life tonight at Choctaw Casinos and Resorts.
At PNC Bank, an official partner of Dallas Stars, we've always taken a boring approach to handling your money. Not only is it smart, it's reliable. And why would we ever want to be unreliable with anyone's money? Some of those customers could be big, tough hockey players who gladly give up their teeth for a win. Oh, that's gonna hurt. But really, we just think boring is the smartest way to help ensure your money's there for exciting things in life. Like intentionally placing your body in front of a frozen rubber puck traveling at 100 miles per hour. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Slide, shoot, score, and more with us at Children's Health Star Center's Hockey and Skating Academies. Whether a pro or a rookie, we've got programs for all skill levels to help your child progress in hockey or figure skating. For more information, visit DallasStars.com/StarCenters.
The Stars are taking a breather between periods, but we keep taking shifts. It's Michael Dixon and Bruce Levine on the Dallas Stars Intermission Report. Brought to you by Kia. On Sports Radio, 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket.
Stars trail the Wild 1-0 after 20, round one, game one of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Intermission show brought to you by DFW Area Kia Dealers. Michael Dixon, Bruce Levine, Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket. Bruce, what's happening elsewhere?
One game already in the books. Carolina gets a 22-save shutout from Frederick Anderson. Logan Stankoven with the GWG. The Canes over the Ottawa Center. There's 2-0. They have a 1-0 series lead. Later tonight, Philly and Pittsburgh in the Battle of Pennsylvania.
Eric Sinek, the game's only goal scorer. 1-0 Wild after 1. Second period next on The Ticket.
This is Dallas Stars hockey on The Ticket. KTCK FM Flower Mound, KTCK AM Dallas Fort Worth, Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket, a Cumulus media station.
Orgavadazona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Want to hear something incredible? That's Eleanor. Just 10 hours after being born, Eleanor was airlifted to Children's Health and met by our expert team trained in cardiac and critical care. At 4 days old, she received a stent to help her heart pump blood to the rest of her body. And today, she's a happy, healthy 1-year-old. That's incredible. That's Children's Health. Incredible together.
At Comerica Bank, we've helped build some of America's most iconic companies. Now, we're bringing that same professional-grade expertise to today's builders. The kitchen table entrepreneurs, the first-time storefronts, and late-night dreamers with big ambitions. Because banking built for success shouldn't just be for big business. It should be for anyone building something that matters. Let's build something together at Comerica.com/succeed. Comerica Bank, a division of Fifth Third Bank N.A., member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
Well, everybody is talking about the all-new Telluride 2027, but there are also so many other models arriving daily at my Kia dealer, Classic Kia of Carrollton. Corby here with Classic Kia of Carrollton GM Alan Glover.
That's right, Corby. The all-new super sporty 2026 K4 is just 3.99% APR for up to 60 months or up to 1,000 Kia Finance cash on select trims.
So test drive that favorite Kia today, and the only place to shop Kia is Classic Kia in Carrollton, I-35 North in Carrollton, or shop 24/7 at ClassicKiaCarrollton.com.
Relax, enjoy the difference.
Dallas Stars hockey on The Ticket.
Outshot them. They obviously outscored them by a smidge, a power play goal. And for the Stars, I'm sure there was a little bit of that, game one nervousness on home ice, and they're at their best when they can spend some time in the offensive zone. And look, the NHL in general is push the game to just 2 periods, and seems whoever can control the second period wins an awful lot of games. The Stars had the best second period goal differential in the entire NHL. They're excellent at playing that sort of 3-quarter ice game where the rink gets shrunk to the top of the circles in their own zone to the other team's end, and it's difficult for them to change. They hem them in, they force them into tired mistakes, and at times force them into penalties. So we'll see how the middle frame goes here in game one tonight.
Still 11 seconds remaining on Mikko Rantanen's penalty, the high-sticking minor that was late in the first. And we are underway in period number 2. Rodin up ahead for Boldy, quickly across the blue line, but taken away by the Stars. They'll clear it off the glass and back to full strength. Minnesota's 1 for 2 on the power play. Stars are 0 for 1. It's skied in to Ottinger, who has to leave his crease to come out and drop to a knee and catch that one for the whistle.
Still a little bit of sandpaper and animosity after whistles. There's a healthy dislike between these two teams. I'm sure a lot of respect for what the other side is capable of doing too, and not really the time of year to send any kind of messages in that. It's, play between the whistles as hard and physical and fast as you can, but sometimes the animosity just boils over a little bit, and I'm sure we're going to get plenty of that in the series.
When the meeting was set already that we knew this was going to be the opening round matchup, and they met just over a week ago in this building, it felt every bit like a playoff game then. And took a series that people were already excited about and just dialed it up. Stars behind the net is Rantanen, dropping it out of the reach of Johnston in front. Pedaling with it is Niels Lundqvist. Lundqvist skates it in behind the net and then had it knocked away off of his blade. Flipped to the corner where Faber had the inside spot on Rantanen off of Zuccarello, and now it's Hartman. Hartman across, room for Kaprizov, took his time and he scored! Kirill Kaprizov, a gorgeous shot. Given a window, took a breath, and went upstairs on Jay Gondra to double the lead.
Again, though, the genesis is how they move the puck, and Brock Faber is able to take it out of the zone. They breeze their way through the neutral zone, take the Stars line, and this is short side Cheddar. Kaprizov, he's got the elbows wide, and it spins off that blade. He's looking at backdoor. Thomas Harley's doing his thing against Zuccarello, and he just finds the window. Ottinger down. You can't paint it more perfect than that. And the Stars are in a familiar and during the regular season, a wonderful hole at down 2-0.
Especially down the stretch. They had a 5-game winning streak heading into the postseason, longest in the league, and in the majority of those wins, they had to climb back from a multi-goal deficit. That includes the game against the Wild. But they are in a 2-0 hole. Kaprizov first of the postseason from Hartman and Zuccarello. Kaprizov had 45 goals in the regular season, tying with Robertson and Johnston near the top of the NHL leaderboard. Tarasenko walks it in. Then a leave and a shot by Trennan. It deflects away. Flung back over to Trennan. Tarasenko had an overtime winner in this season series, and it came to Trennan. Didn't get much on a backhand at Ottinger.
But he got off the boards and got interior and was available. It was on his backhand, just a little too loose with the checking there.
Stars, Jamie Benn. Escorted to the corner by Middleton. Then a race for it. Bischel came in and got to the puck first, and then reversed Bogosian, who gets knocked down by Ritzkovian right after he had gotten upright.
Stars D have come out aggressive as far as driving deep into offensive ice.
Beck absorbed a big check from Jakob Trennan before his shift comes to a close. Bischel, collision with McCarron, 6'6" and 6'7" as it is iced by the Stars.
And that was a thump down in the corner. Big Bischel, the D-man, shows up down there. Wins the leverage reversal battle on Bogosian. The chance for Trennan back in the Stars end. Remember, that is a concussive reversal of fortune and a large lad in Liam Bischel.
Zach Bogosian, the veteran 18th-year guy, is no small guy by any standards. 6'3", 230 pounds, but Bischel has size on just about everyone.
Weird on that play. None of them are ever ready for it. They weren't ready for Jason Robertson late in the regular season when he was tossing those out.
Flung up ahead, a deflected puck, so no icing. 2-0. The Wild have the lead. Power play goal in the first, Eriksson Ek, and then Kaprizov here in the opening minute of the second. Hughes, switch up high, fed it to the right. Faber goes low, and then over to Kaprizov. He's contacted by Adam Ernie. Blackwell inched it for Faksa. A chore to just get it out across the blue line. The Wild with a quick re-entrance. Up high for Hughes to Faber. His one-timer scored off of Hartman, who was in front of the net. And the Wild have landed a 1-2 punch early in the second to open up game one.
Same guy has his fingerprints all over the beginning of this. That man, Quinn Hughes. Some dazzling work, little pinch down. They turn it over in neutral ice. He just spins and delivers it onto the left wing side. And from there's Hartman at the net front. Stars get beat to that general area. They're in good stead. It's a flow-through play by Ryan Hartman, and he's able to bat it out of midair. Faber's shot in the general vicinity. It actually went off his pant, I think.
Hartman had 23 goals in the regular season. That is his 9th career playoff goal. He scored the double overtime game winner of game one in the opening round between these two teams 3 seasons ago. Rantanen for Myers, and his shot handled by Volstead. So now Dallas in a 3-love hole. Still early in period number 2, but what was a 1-0 deficit has tripled in size in the early stages of the middle frame. Nick Foligno, collision with Bischel. Rantanen trying to pluck away from Spurgeon, who went down, and Mikko Rantanen's going to get his second minor of the game. An attack zone behind the offensive net tripping penalty.
Big Mikko Rantanen ended up top 5, pardon me, in the NHL in penalties drawn, but he's taken 2 penalties here in game one. You know, fighting for it down on the end boards. Both penalties have been a mile away from the Stars' defensive zone, and this is, I'll be Captain Obvious, this is pretty much a got to get through it kill for the Stars already in an 0-3 hole.
Third power play of the game, 1 for 2, Minnesota, and it's cleared all the way down. Hughes with 200 feet in front of him. A power play goal from Eriksson Ek, and then even strength goals from Kaprizov and Hartman. Have it 3-0 Wild. Matt Boldy gets knocked down by Lindell and cleared by the Stars.
Boldy was able to take the Stars line, no problem whatsoever, and then Essa one-on-one against him said, well, I'm going to take your puck.
Kaprizov flips, intended to himself, and then a keep by Zuccarello, who plays well up at the blue line on this power play set, cleared down.
Yeah, they have a lot of athletic arrogance right at the blue line on their power play. Like, there's not a lot of fear of turning a puck over there.
Spurgeon slowly down the wall, turned over by the Stars, and then set back up. Johansson to Hughes. Hughes across, then gets the return, top of the zone. Fed it low, hopped on Tarasenko. Johansson is there. Hughes remains out there. Most of the second unit joining him. Hartman got shoved off the puck by Haskin, and it comes out, and a shot gloved by Andre. He was ready for it. Tarasenko.
Stars kind of swarmed with 3 of their 4 penalty killers in the corner. Great thing if you're going to come up with it, but it's the Wild that win that battle in there. It pops right through to Vladdy Tarasenko, who had a real comeback season for them this year, ended a game in overtime against the Stars in St. Paul. And that's a snazzy little glove grab by Ottinger, and a guy who can whistle it.
9th career 20-goal season for Vlad Tarasenko, and he was red hot down the stretch. Faber over to Tarasenko. Got it down on the end line, a double pump back to him, skipped away, and easily cleared by Dallas. 25 left on the Rantanen minor.
That was operator error by multiple Wild power play personnel on that one. They made a mess of it.
Faber has the primary assist on their most recent goal. Then Spurgeon with a shot, handled by Ottinger. The rebound fell right in front of him, where he traps it with 12 left on the power play.
They've been very direct with their shot choice here. Again, you know, look at how deep he penetrates into the Star zone. There's no real resistance to that entry. He's almost at the hash marks when he feeds it off to the other defenseman on the ice, and Spurgeon, and a sticky save by Jake Ottinger. Almost through this here now with just a dozen seconds remaining.
A face-off win could probably get you the rest of the way. Johnston against Eriksson Ek, but it's won by the Wild. Hughes leaves for Boldy up at the point. Behind the net, Kaprizov centers. The puck lingered dangerously for a moment. Out of the box comes Rantanen. It's Kaprizov above the high slot, fanned on it, pickpocketed back, and then Boldy's shot blocked by Tyler Myers. Throws a check on the wall on Eriksson Ek. Boldy centers, skipped around and scored! A bouncing puck, and it wound up behind Jake Ottinger, trickled into the net. The third of the period for the Wild. It is 4-0.
Man, they just get themselves back to equal strength on the ice as far as personnel, and it's a wall battle that the hungry, tenacious Minnesota Wild come up with, and it's a stab, cram, hack, bludgeon goal for Matt Boldy, as Harley couldn't adjust quick enough, probably didn't realize that he's coming from in behind the net, and they have opened up a gash on the Stars here in the second period.
A 1-0 game becomes 4-0 in just over 5 minutes of time. Boldy on the board along with Kaprizov and Hartman here in the period. Eriksson Ek back in the first. Maverick Bourque banked it to Bischel. Shot off the bar. Dallas needs something to go right. It is a stunned American Airlines Center right now. Brodin stepping down to the corner. Bourque over for Lundqvist. Bischel slowly through center. A one-hopper to the boards. Brodin had company, and Duchesne and Ben cannot control it.
It's where the Stars have to turn this thing around a little bit here. Now they need to find a way to spend some time in offensive ice, even if they don't score.
Ritzkovian off some contact, circling the offensive zone, and he flung it back off the skates of the referee. Fell to the Wild. They're able to clear. Bumped out at center ice. Yurov. His pass finds Tarasenko. A little chip deep and a change. Trennan throws a check on Lindell. The Stars, they're in. Ritzkovian. He gets knocked down. And then bumper car chain reaction. Hughes banged down at the end of it also.
And they have skated well in the game, Minnesota, like in both directions.
It is a formidable opponent, to say the least, and the Stars are seeing exactly how much so up close and personal. On the far wing, a shot deflected away, and then Radek Faksa over for Harley. Thomas Harley fanned on it, gave it away to Hartman. Zuccarello, he gets knocked down, turning off, and then a little bit of extra. He and Niels Lundqvist, they let him go behind the play for a bit before they separate. Blackwell's shot got through. Volstead, what a luxury for a netminder making his first ever Stanley Cup playoff appearance, and he looks up halfway through this game. He's got a 4-0 lead.
It's a nice feeling for any netminder at any time of year, but the Stars have to find a way to tug at his buttons a little bit here, and they haven't really tested him since that early stage of the opening period.
Only 2 shots this period, only 10 in the game. Minnesota, 18 shots and 4 goals. The Wild to Faber. His shot ricocheted away and almost fell to Eriksson Ek in time to slam dunk it. They're getting what they want at the net front and continue to feed the puck dangerously there. Rantanen now steal. Cut off by Brodin. Ahead for Johansson. Matt Boldy. A chip in. Hops in on Udger. And he hangs on to it. A little bit of separation required among the parties. We are halfway through game one. It is the Minnesota Wild who are in control. 3 goals here in the second period, part of a 4-0 lead.
Orgavada Zona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Want to hear something incredible? That's Eleanor. Just 10 hours after being born, Eleanor was airlifted to Children's Health and met by our expert team trained in cardiac and critical care. At 4 days old, she received a stent to help her heart pump blood to the rest of her body. And today, she's a happy, healthy 1-year-old. That's incredible. That's Children's Health. Incredible together.
When the final horn sounds on the ice, that means it's game time at Choctaw Casinos and Resorts. Make a breakaway to over 7,000 slot machines. Show off your hands at the poker table. Capitalize on a lucky bounce of the dice at craps. And after your hot streak, don't forget to cool off with an ice-cold beer at one of our epic bars and lounges. Have the games of your life tonight at Choctaw Casinos and Resorts.
The Stars on the ticket.
The ticket!
Take a peek at the Ford Razor's Edge heading into the series. Goals for both clubs averaged 3.3 goals in the regular season. Power plays, Stars second, Wild third. Goals against, Stars a slight edge there. And the Stars were much better at digging themselves out of sizable holes. They dug themselves out of an 0-3 hole in Toronto in game 81 of the regular season. They've never dug themselves out of this. They're down 4-0.
Icing against the Stars, and they've got half a hockey game to try and chip away, but it has not been the first half of game one that they were hoping for.
Well, before they grab the cutlery and think about knifing and forking their way back into it offensively, they got to stop the bleeding in their own zone.
Out of the reach of Blackwell went the outlet feed. Middleton for Bogosian. Little rub from Ernie. Hopped on Lundqvist and then poked by Nick Foligno. Came over at the deadline from Chicago. Not just on a team, but also on a line with his younger brother, Marcus. Knocked by Ernie out of midair and all the way down. Icing.
Marcus Foligno just turned around. I thought he just lumberjack two-handed him. He was one of the more delinquent Minnesota Wild players in the last series. He got the belt in initially on Lundqvist, and I guess it was the movement afterwards that he held up a little. Took 35 minutes in penalties in the first 5 games of that series. Didn't take any in the last, and they did not have the ability to kill a lot of penalties against the Stars. They're having a zebra conclave here to talk something over, and again, the Stars, if they have designs on getting back in this game, you often hear it from coaches that defense is as much about forecheck and doing stuff in the offensive zone as it is your own defensive zone coverage in behind your own blue line. They were trying to figure out where that faceoff should go.
It's a good job by the officials because they deemed icing, but it was Ernie who hit that puck with a high stick. The truth is that the Wild played it next, so it should have continued on. The deflection was on the other side of center, so it couldn't have been icing. So whenever there's an inadvertent whistle like that, they put it back right at center ice, so neither club gets the advantage, and we're back underway.
They don't have a lot of attitude amongst the stripes down there. Somebody sees something, talk it over and get it right.
Miro Heiskanen winds it around and off of Duchesne. Now Maverick Bourque one-hands it. They give him the benefit of the doubt that time that he was at the center line, and we continue on. Bourque centers, deflects away, room for Heiskanen. Heiskanen holds, shoots off of the right shoulder of Volstead. Just the third shot on goal from the Stars this period, the 11th in the game.
Started by installing it deep and then getting after. Good pinch by Matt Duchesne. This is exactly what they need.
Bourque up high, Lindell across for Heiskanen, an angled pass, and look out, it's deflected by Brodin over the side glass and into the seats. With 8:22 left in the second, Stars in a 4-love hole in game one.
H-E-B is making price cuts across the aisles to help Texans save even more when they shop. From household essentials to daily must-haves, you'll find thousands of low prices are now even lower, with hundreds more price cuts added every week. Just look for the yellow and black price cut tags in-store and online, and add up the extra savings every time you check out. Save even more with Price Cut. H-E-B, another reason why here, everything's better.
Is the crew on their way so we can fire up the grill?
Cabrito, arrachera. They're gonna love it.
Better go with birria and carne en su jugo. Classic Jalisco dishes with tradition.
That seasoning is great, but northern Mexican-style meat speaks for itself. Let's make both.
Deal. And to boost the flavor, ice-cold Pepsi. Its sweetness pairs perfectly.
And to go with it, flour tortillas.
And corn ones too. Hey, carne asada deserves Pepsi.
This is Dallas Stars hockey on Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310.
The Ticket.
Just past mid-game here, game one of this opening round series, and the Star defenseman began the second period kind of leaning in a little bit offensively. Leon Bischel, right after the Stars had gone down 4-zip, whipped one off the crossbar, and then Miro Heiskanen popped a buckle on Volstead's mask. Here's a good look at it here, trying to use Brodin as a screen. Took it right off the paint job, and again, if they can start following up, which they have not at all in the game, they have not been able to pin this Minnesota D in their own zone. They haven't been able to maul them a little bit with offensive zone pressure. I think that's their avenue to get back in this game, though. Let's see if they can follow it up. They had a good shift just prior to the break.
It's Kobian on this face-off. He's up there with Johnston and Rantanen, but it's controlled by the Wild. In the regular season, the Stars were the 7th best face-off team, and Minnesota was 30th, near the bottom of the 32-team NHL. But the Wild have got the better of it in game one. Zuccarello dealing with some contact, fed it across. Faber. Back. Hartman with a shot that's flung wide. Hughes retreating. Faber for Kaprizov. Zuccarello for Kaprizov again. Wanted Hartman, and it deflected right on Ottinger, and he secures it there. Well, fans, don't forget to join the Dallas Stars League and make your selections for the NHL Bracket Challenge. The winner will receive a player-signed Dallas Stars 99 jersey. Make your selections before the brackets close on Monday. NHL.com/Stars Bracket.
Little whirling play by Kirill Kaprizov there that ended up in the belly of Jake Ottinger. He was injured in the last series against the Stars, and he was abused throughout the series. A lot of Ryan Suter.
Boldy on the far side, and pass was hot and got through Bogosian. Kaprizov was absolutely fantastic last year in an opening round loss to Vegas. He had 5 goals and 9 points in a 6-game defeat. One of many opening round defeats in the last decade for this Wild club. Haven't been out of the first round since 2015. Johansson with a shot follow-up, and it's punched away by the blocker of Ottinger. Johansson around where Middleton at the point made a move. Able to keep in the zone. Flung on Ottinger, kicked it out to Ben. Can start the counter rush. Hit center ice and took a check from Eriksson Ek as he got it deep.
And the Wild are stronger, hungrier, faster. The Stars, understandably so, down 4-0, look rattled. And there's a lot of just watching right now. They got to do more doing.
Maverick Bourque through center. Pass to the left, Robertson. He leaves it. Bischel joins the attack and sliding in. Tarasenko broke up a pass intended for Lundqvist. There were numbers for the Stars. Nothing materialized out of it. Again, to your point, it's just a team that badly looks like it needs something to go right. Jason Robertson. Caught by Duchesne. He got shoved down. A penalty. It's going to go against the rookie Yurov. His Stanley Cup playoff debut. Cross-checking the call against the youngster. See if a Stars power play can get them into gear. A little lower lumbar massage from Yurov on Duchesne. And Dallas up a man when we come back.
Flight by Yuengling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling & Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
At Comerica Bank, we've helped build some of America's most iconic companies. Now, we're bringing that same professional-grade expertise to today's builders. The kitchen table entrepreneurs, the first-time storefronts, and late-night dreamers with big ambitions. Because banking built for success shouldn't just be for big business. It should be for anyone building something that matters. Let's build something together at Comerica.com/succeed. Comerica Bank, a division of Fifth Third Bank N.A., member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
When the final horn sounds on the ice, that means it's game time at Choctaw Casinos and Resorts. Make a breakaway to over 7,000 slot machines. Show off your hands at the poker table. Capitalize on a lucky bounce of the dice at craps. And after your hot streak, don't forget to cool off with an ice-cold beer at one of our epic bars and lounges. Have the games of your life tonight at Choctaw Casinos and Resorts.
Stars hockey on the ticket.
The ticket.
Wyatt Johnston had an absolutely electric season on the Stars power play, led the National Hockey League in that regard. He was taken 3 picks after Jesper Wallstedt was picked by the Minnesota Wild, and those two are going to be eyeball here as the Stars try to get on the board and pop his goose egg.
Yurov in the box for cross-checking. Second power play of the game for the Stars. 2 shots on an unsuccessful chance back in the first. And they've got to reset from their own blue line. Heiskanen, the drop back. Matt Duchesne, who's been on the top power play unit with the absence of Rope Hintz down the stretch of the season. To the corner where it's Johnston. Spread out. Jason Robertson. Robertson controlling. Hanging on to it. Up high for Heiskanen. Now Duchesne, top of the right circle. It's Rantanen at the bottom of the dot. Mikko Rantanen leaves it for Duchesne. Matt Duchesne towards the net, rolled away. Heiskanen the follow, and saved by Wallstedt. He hung on to it through a crowd.
That's the aggressive accidental setup by Matt Duchesne. You can see that Middleton got aggressive on Mikko Rantanen, opened up that space, the dribbler into the slot. The kid comes out, gets the torso on it, and scoops it onto the body. It's quite a save. Stars sniffing for a rebound. He's been very good with that here in game 1.
Wild had an average penalty kill, 16th in the league, but they didn't go shorthanded very often. 4th fewest times shorthanded in the NHL. You got to make the most of your opportunities against them.
Yeah, they might have been average overall, but they were 3rd best on the road this season.
Stars control it here. Rantanen in relief after Duchesne got kicked out of the dot. Faber wrestling and pinning up along the boards. Robertson, they untangle as the Stars work on the perimeter. Robertson in the corner had 15 power play goals, a career high, to Johnston, who had 27. Back for Robertson. He scores! A power play goal! Jason Robertson. Dallas is on the board.
Those shifting shapes to the Stars power play, and that's Wyatt Johnston at the top of the circle working what they call the half wall. They go back down, and backhands are tough to read. Robertson has that big reach too, and he uses it to his advantage. You know, goaltenders sometimes play the body, don't play the puck. He just reaches out on the backhand and stuffs this past the glove. He's worried, I think, the netminder about between the legs and underneath. Stars are on the board.
The 19th career power play or playoff goal, beg your pardon, for Jason Robertson. Crowd is into it here. Dallas trying to springboard and do a little bit of what Minnesota did at the beginning of this period, and that's stack them up. But looking for a spark, it's Jason Robertson who delivers. We talked about it in the open of the game, is getting tripped up Bork. Crowd wanted a call, the arms stay down. For so many reasons, there's a spotlight. Now it's been turned away by Volstead on a broken play.
Oh, what was Kirill Kaprizov doing? He got ahead of himself, turned it over, and their netminder bailed him out.
Thomas Harley. And Oscar Beck hit by Trennan. Robertson, 45 goals on the season, one shy of his career high. Foxa as the crowd chanting. Very much trying to urge their home side back into it. Colin Blackwell, he gets hit, knocked down by Trennan. It's banked over to Myers. One-timer hit his own man, Foxa. Throws a check on Tarasenko. Radek Foxa back in the playoffs in Dallas after he was there last year as a member of the Blues. Myers for Oscar Beck. Chips it deep. Hughes to Faber. Kept in at the blue line, but then worked out. And up to Nick Foligno, who dumps and changes.
Well, this crowd has been so pent up. They finally get the release with the Stars getting on the board, and now you can hear them. Every hit, there's an echo.
Here come the Wild, though. They've got numbers. Boldy down the left side, leaves it, and a one-time missile wide by Eriksson Ek. Stars the other way. It's a 2-on-1. It's Johnston with Rantanen. Johnston turned away. Volstead got enough. Johansson, his wrister, saved and corralled in by Onger as the game opening up both ways for the first time.
Well, the kid is bowed up in the pipes for them after that turnover, a whiff. Trying to go 5-hole again. Jamie Benn immediately gets closed down. Wild come the other direction. A wild, way wide slapper from Eriksson Ek. It's a great look for Wyatt Johnston. You can see his head spinning around, seeing whether he has an option. But he's a right shot on that side. A lot of error on that glove hand side, but Volstead played him well. Got a tick of it with the glove. Feels like a different barn here now.
Popped up and over the side glass into the seats shortly after the puck drop, so we'll come back and do it again.
They don't want that right now. They don't want stoppages. The Stars are finally, for the first time in game one, starting to flow a little bit.
Taken by Dallas Duchesne. Behind the net. And they will move it up. Bounce over to Duchesne. The backhand, Maverick Bourque. A stop on the sidewall. Cleared out by Kaprizov, who got knocked down by Duchesne. Approaching the final 2 minutes here of the second period. A 4-1 Wild lead. The Stars, though, who surrendered the first four, have the most recent one. It's offside against the Stars.
Wyatt Johnston had such a wonderful campaign in this building. The leading home ice offensive player, if you will, certainly in goals. Almost expect it every time he gets a look like he just had that it's going to go in.
Marcus Foligno hit by Ernie, but got it to McCarron. He leaves for Tarasenko, who had lost his balance, recovers in time. McCarron's shot blocked by Lundqvist. Harley starts ahead. Thomas Harley. Short handoff, Ritzkovian. Now Adam Ernie, and the puck had been played previously via high stick, and Ernie comes and gets an extra shove at both Spurgeon and Brody.
Yeah, well, look, the Stars, and especially these types of players, your physical players, and all three on the ice for Dallas, this line, Ben, Ritzkovian, and Adam Ernie, can get in under the skin and into the frame of the opposition. You're wondering whether you might be able to get a retaliatory play from their side, and then you're right back on the power play again, and that's how they work their way onto the scoreboard here tonight. But the game, unfortunately, it sort of slowed up here with a minute and a half left in the second period.
Robertson's 19th career playoff goal from Wyatt Johnston and Miro Heiskanen on the power play. Jason Robertson, 18 now of those 19 playoff goals have come in the last 3 years plus this game. It ties with Johnston and Hintz for the most of anyone during these long runs of the Stars. Johnston poked away. Marcus Johansson juggled it to himself and batted it out of midair. Over to Steele, chased in the corner. Eriksson Ek activating and moving it back around. Lundqvist, heavy check. Johansson, and this one's going to slide the distance for icing. 53.5 ticks.
We had hit to hurt at this time of year both ways. Tough plays for defensemen. They're the guys that have to go back for pucks with their eyes at the windows, and Johansson, who rocked a few people the last time and he nailed Mikko Rantanen, just cranked Lundqvist in the corner, and he goes early to the Stars dressing room with less than a minute to go here in the second period.
Lundqvist has played 12 minutes so far in the game. It already is a career high for him. He was really only used in spot duty, averaging 4.5 minutes over his dozen prior playoff games. He has been thrust into a large role as it's cleared all the way down, and that is something to watch when they come back out after the intermission.
Stars must feel, though, right now, depending on how the final 45 seconds go. There's Nils right back again as Dave Zeiss went down and fixed what was ailing. You know what I mean, though? Like, they feel better about themselves now than they did, 6 minutes into the second period. Still got a mountain to climb.
They'll clear it out, and Mikko Rantanen gloves down to himself. Kaprizov took it away and shot it deep. Odger drifts to the edge of the trapezoid where he can play. It got away from Myers. Stabbed down the wall by Hartman. And Zuccarello spun off the puck. It's the Wild on the attack. Faber up high. He missed Hughes by a sizable mark. Rantanen with 13 seconds left in the period. Stars are in. Johnston shot, and it redirected. Volstad made the save. And then Rantanen went hard to the net, and everybody finds a dance partner after that.
The main one is on the ice. Again, I don't think they are going to separate Hartman and Wyatt Johnston. Nice concentration. A great little swerve move by Rantanen initially to get there, and then drives the net. Occupies Faber, the defenseman. Wyatt Johnston just trying to pamper the puck long enough to work it in there with Rantanen getting to the lip of the crease. Goes off his own defender, and Falstad's able to just snag it out of midair. Play, stop and start. Final, 2 minutes of this second period. And it has put a damper on the sort of vocal flow that was going here after the Stars had gotten themselves on the board. One more chance to win a draw and maybe get one more before the end of the period.
Bork against Eriksson Ek. It's won by the Stars. Duchesne and his shot ricocheted up high. Only 2 seconds left. It'll be eaten along the wall. One late tap by Harley. Everybody comes in, and they'll mill about here before they go back to the room for the final 20.
Yeah, they're trying to goad them into something. It's pretty obvious. And Thomas Harley with a little crack on the back right at the buzzer. Words going on between the two teams right at the center line between the two benches. It is a turf war after 40 minutes tonight.
They have to be separated on their way back to the room. Game 1 between the Stars and the Wild. Dallas. Watch the Wild get 3 goals early in the second. Down 4, they have the most recent one, but the to-do list remains long for the Stars as we're through 2 periods.
Hey, text us.
There's also a new way to conversate, and that's by text.
Send JOIN to 22126. That's JOIN to 22126. When you opt in to Ticket Text Alerts, you'll get the heads up on breaking sports news and big name guests. Don't be the last guy in your group text to know when sports stuff is going down.
I can't wait to add this to our text thread.
And don't miss any Ticket Good Times either. It's a texty type message from Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310. The Ticket.
Hey, it's Lando for City Credit Union. Didn't get approved for a credit card? Maybe you're just getting started or maybe starting over. Either way, there's a simple way forward. With a share secured credit card from City Credit Union, you use your own savings to set your limit so you can build credit step by step with less risk. Use it like a regular card, stay on track, and start building a strong financial future. Get started today at citycu.org/apply.
Certain restrictions apply, subject to credit approval. See Credit Union for details.
The Musers are brought to you by BetterHelp. If you thought starting therapy might be too expensive, BetterHelp has some comforting information for you. BetterHelp now accepts insurance in Texas. As the leading online therapy platform, BetterHelp has served more than 6 million people globally with their network of over 30,000 fully licensed therapists. BetterHelp is in network with major health plans including United Healthcare, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Texas, Cigna, Aetna, and more. To get started, visit BetterHelp.com to fill out a quick questionnaire to check your insurance coverage. Within minutes, you'll find out if you qualify. BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you, letting you focus on your therapy goals. Therapy in Texas may cost less than you think. Fill out the questionnaire and check your coverage today at BetterHelp.com/musers. That's BetterHelp.com/musers. Average copay is based on eligible members. Actual cost and coverage may vary by plan.
Randy Rogers Band. Live in concert. Friday, May 22nd, Choctaw Casino Resort, Durant. Texas country at its finest. It's just in my head. Purchase tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. In my arms instead.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. Default terms at mintmobile.com.
Michael Dixon and Bruce Levine have instant Stars Hockey HSOs during this intermission report. Brought to you by Kia. On Sports Radio, 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket.
Well, the Stars trail 4-1 after 40 here at the American Airlines Center. A little bit of pushback there late, but so much of that when the Wild, with a 4-0 lead, went into contain mode. And this has pretty much been all Minnesota through the first 40 minutes here tonight. The Intermission Show brought to you by your DFW area Kia dealers. Michael Dixon, Bruce Levine, Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310. They're taking Bruce. At one point it was 4-0. You get a goal late. Couple of saves from Wallstedt. Keep this 4-1. Who knows what the conversation is like if it's 4-2, maybe 4-3. But instead, this has been an eye-opening game one for the Stars, to say the least.
Well, first of all, give John Hines, the Wild coach, credit. He made the decision to go with the youngster, and that decision looks awfully, awfully good. But what also looks awfully good, if you're a Minnesota fan, is the way the Wild moved the puck 5-on-5. Remember, 2 weeks ago, Dallas outscored Minnesota 5-1 at even strength. Tonight, Minnesota has been the better team. Even strength, and what they're doing is they are not dumping and chasing. Every time they get to the Stars' blue line, they are hanging on to the puck and bringing it over the blue line with control, whether it's a pass, whether it's carrying it over. Minnesota is not sending the puck in and trying to retrieve. They have the puck, they're hanging on to the puck, and as a result, they're able to move, at least on the goals, from left to right, right to left, change the angle of attack, and the Dallas Stars defense has created, or at least has suffered, some major gaps, and that has been why Minnesota has been able to exploit the Dallas defense 5-on-5 the way they have tonight.
All right, the second period recap and highlights brought to you by Choctaw Casinos and Resorts, where the players play. 1-0 Minnesota after one, and less than a minute into period at number 2, the Wild make it 2-0. Hartman across, room for Kaprizov, took his time and he scored. Kirill Kaprizov, a gorgeous shot, given a window, took a breath, and went upstairs on Jay Gondra to double the lead. Kaprizov with a beauty, his first of the series. Hartman and Zuccarello the assists, and just like that, 2-0 Minnesota.
But again, here we go. Minnesota has the puck over the Dallas zone, and they are able to go right to left, back to right. And the reason Kaprizov can put this puck where he's putting it is there's no pressure on him. He's got it at the right circle. He has time, and he absolutely drills this. There's maybe 2 inches by 5 inches to the short side on Ottinger, and Kaprizov absolutely wires the puck exactly where it needs to go. But again, he has the time to look up, the time to aim, the time to shoot, and it's 2-0 Minnesota.
And that was a sign of things to come the first half of the second period, because a little while later, the Wild make it 3-0. Up high for Hughes to Faber. His one-timer scored off of Hartman, who was in front of the net. And the Wild have landed a 1-2 punch early in the second to open up game one. Hartman from Faber and Hughes at 3:28. The Wild with a 3-0 lead.
And this is a play that you heard the tail end of it, but it happens in neutral ice. Dallas clears the puck, and it's stripped. And Somehow, Quinn Hughes at the blue line with a spinorama entry pass. Again, doesn't dump it in. It's a spinorama entry pass to the near side, and Minnesota has the puck and has control. Instead of just spinning and dumping it in with a long change to the bench, they get the puck over the blue line with control, and then they're able to go to work. Faber back to Hughes, over to Faber at the left side. He has space, takes the shot, and Ryan Hartman in front of the net has planted himself, and he gets the puck. It's not really a deflection in the truest sense of getting the stick on the puck. It's a deflection as it hits Hartman in the right place, standing where he needs to be, and it's 3-0. But if Quinn Hughes doesn't do that spinorama at center ice with a beautiful steal and pass into the offensive zone, none of this happens.
So it was bad then. It got worse 3 minutes later. The Wild make it 4-0. Boldy centers, skipped around and scored! A bouncing puck, and it wound up behind Jake Onger. Trickled into the net. The third of the period for the Wild. It is 4-0. Boldy with his first, Kaprizov the assist, and you just feel the energy in the arena. They were stunned.
Yeah, they were stunned. Boldy has the puck behind the net and sends it toward the middle. It ricochets and ricochets, goes to the far post, and Matt Boldy coming around the net is the first man there. Thomas Harley has a chance to clear it, but the puck hops over his stick. He doesn't pick the body on Boldy, and Boldy tucks it in the far post and in, and it's 4-0, and that was just after the Stars had killed a penalty, and you could just feel this arena, if it wasn't deflated already, it was absolutely flat at that point.
At 14:06, Yurov called for cross-checking on Duchesne entering the zone, so the Stars needing a spark had a chance on the power play, and with less than 5 minutes to go, they do get on the board and make it 4-1. Back for Robertson. He scores! A power play goal! Jason Robertson. Dallas is on the board. I'll set you up here and then let you talk about the saves after, because we had to condense everything. So Robertson from Johnston and Heiskanen on the man advantage makes it 4-1, and then a couple of real good chances for Dallas to make it 4-2.
Yeah, Dallas switched up their configuration on the power play, moved Robertson from the half wall to behind the goal line. He gets the puck, takes the step out, and beats Wallstedt far post with a quick backhander and gives Dallas a little bit of life. But the two biggest saves of the game happen immediately after. Kaprizov with a turnover. Jamie Benn all alone in front, tries to shoot 5-hole, and Wallstedt shuts that down. Then a few minutes later, a hard shot goes around the boards out to center. It's a 2-on-1 with Wyatt Johnston and Rantanen. Quinn Hughes, the only man back, plays the pass 1,000%, leaving Johnston to go one-on-one with Wallstedt. Johnston slows down like it's a shootout shot, tries to go far post, and the tip of Wallstedt's glove meets the puck and deflects it away. Otherwise, we have a different conversation heading in the third.
Instead, it's 4-1 Minnesota. The Wild flex their muscle in game one of this big first-round series between two Cup contenders. 4-1 Minnesota, the intermission show brought to you by your DFW area Kia dealers. Coming up next, we'll check around the rest of the Stanley Cup playoffs. This is Dallas Stars Hockey on the Ticket.
Maintain your Ticket P1 status and listen to every segment you missed or you want to hear again. Sports debates, funny segments, big-name guests, all in the palm of your hand. Ejected straight into your earbuds until your head pops off. Ticket Podcasts. Wherever you get your pods, we're there too. Just like death, taxes, and the Cowboys watching the Super Bowl on TV. Sports Radio, 96.7 and 1310. The Tick.
Learn to skate at your local Children's Health Star Center with the Dallas Stars Try Skating for Free program. All new skaters ages 4 to adult can receive 2 free 30-minute sessions of instruction on consecutive Saturdays. Call 214-GO-SKATE or visit dallasstars.com/starcenters.
Orgavadazona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
When the game's on the line, every play counts. And when it comes to protecting what matters most, so does your insurance partner. Higginbotham covers the big moments on and off the ice. Whether we're protecting your home, your business, your car, or your health, We've got more coverage options than the coach's game plan. Higginbotham, official insurance broker for the Dallas Stars. Higginbotham. Higginbotham.com.
When the final horn sounds on the ice, that means it's game time at Choctaw Casinos and Resorts. Make a breakaway to over 7,000 slot machines. Show off your hands at the poker table. Capitalize on a lucky bounce of the dice at craps. And after your hot streak, don't forget to cool off with an ice-cold beer at one of our epic bars and lounges. Have the games of your life tonight at Choctaw Casinos and Resorts.
Slide, shoot, score, and more with us at Children's Health Star Center's Hockey and Skating Academies. Whether a pro or a rookie, we've got programs for all skill levels to help your child progress in hockey or figure skating. For more information, visit DallasStars.com/StarCenters.
This is the Dallas Stars Hockey Intermission Report, brought to you by Kia on Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket.
Well, the Wild lead at 4-1 after 40 minutes. Minnesota raced out to a 4-0 lead early in the second. The Stars pushed back there in that middle frame, but this has been, for the most part, all Minnesota in Game 1. The intermission show brought to you by your DFW area Kia dealers. Michael Dixon, Bruce Levine here on Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310, The Ticket. All right, 3 Game 1s around the NHL. Today, one is already final. This is in progress, and there's one later tonight, Bruce.
Yeah, bad blood from Ottawa and Carolina. 3 seconds into the series, Jordan Staal and Brady Tkachuk drop gloves to set the tone, and it's Logan Stankoven, the former Dallas Star, who gets a goal and an assist as Frederik Andersen stops 22 shots. It is Carolina taking a 1-0 lead over Ottawa with a 2-0 victory in Raleigh. Coming up after the Stars game, the Battle of Pennsylvania. Sidney Crosby and the Penguins take on the Philadelphia Flyers. Flyers not expected to be in the postseason, but here they are.
All right, 4-1. The Wild with 4 goals, 27 minutes into this game. The Stars did push back a little bit later on in that second period. But to me, the biggest concern is that for a team like Dallas with all the playoff experience, it felt like they just weren't ready, and it took them way too long to get in this game.
Well, you know, the first period was pretty even except for the power play goal. Minnesota came out as the better team in the second period. You can't say that it was power plays or special teams. Minnesota was just flat out better. And if you look at Minnesota trying to play their game, they have 42 hits in the first 2 periods. Yakov Trenin with 11 through 40 minutes of play. So Minnesota has come out skilled. They've played well defensively. No real great, till the end, no great chances 5-on-5 till after Jason Robinson's power play goal. And their goaltending has been tremendous.
All right, 4-1 Wild. The third period coming next. This is Dallas Stars Hockey on The Ticket.
This is Dallas Stars Hockey on The Ticket. KTCK-FM Flower Mound. KTCK-AM Dallas Fort Worth. Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310 The Ticket. A Cumulus media station.
The Stanley Cup Playoffs Bracket Challenge presented by Expedia is back.
Come on, boys.
And now it's time to take your shot. Face off against family and friends. And see if you can predict this year's playoffs. Can you pick the perfect bracket and claim the ultimate prize? A trip to a 2026-27 NHL event and an Adventure Chrono NHL Limited Edition watch by Norcane. Sign up today at nhl.com/bracket.
We're here with Brian talking about a wreck he was in and how J. Alexander Law at 1-800-INJURED helped him through it. Brian, what happened?
I was driving home one afternoon. I got hit pretty hard. At first, I didn't seem like a big deal. I got out, checked the car, thought I was fine.
That's usually the way it goes right after a wreck.
Exactly. But later that night, my neck and my back started tightening up. That's when I realized this might be something I shouldn't just ignore.
Once the adrenaline wears off, you really start to feel it.
And my wife kept saying, you should get some help. I kept thinking about J. Alexander Law at 1-800-INJURED because I see them everywhere around DFW.
They're definitely hard to miss.
For sure. Billboards, buses, all over town, even during Mavs and Stars games. I figured if they were everywhere, they gotta be legit. I gave them a call, and they made it super easy to talk to.
And how did it turn out?
Honestly, they handled everything. They helped me with my medical bills, and more importantly, they make the insurance company pay.
And that makes a big difference.
Oh, it really does. And in the end, they got me paid more than I expected.
Gotta love hearing that. If you're driving around DFW, get into a wreck, don't try to handle it alone. Call J. Alexander Law at 1-800-INJURED. That's 1-800-INJURED, and they'll review your case for free.
Dallas Stars hockey on the ticket.
Consistently during the regular season, the most in the National Hockey League as far as multi-goal comeback victories. This would certainly be categorized as one of those. And one of the things you need, especially come playoff time, I think it's in particular in the playoffs, is you need amnesia. You need athletic amnesia from period to period, from game to game. And the Stars have to move forward as to what went on in the first 40 minutes and just think to themselves, guys, a lot of time left, 20 minutes, anything can happen, and they do have that belief that they can rally against anybody.
Stars looking to chip away, and ever since they got that first goal that was scored by Jason Robertson on the power play, there were all of those opportunities to get one more. You can see the crowd getting into it. You can see the Stars getting into it. And if they were to get one here early in this third period, everything we're just talking about becomes more and more magnified. But it is a tall task at hand. Also, worth thinking back to how the teams left the ice at the end of the second period, where they had to be separated on the Stars' way down the tunnel at center and the visitors' exit down into the corner. We're underway, third period. 4-1. The Wild have the lead. The one lone power play goal in the first, and then 3 even strength early in the second. Ernie flipping for Foxa. Brock Faber banks it over. Eriksson Ek up ahead. Johansson finds Faber at to reach behind to collect and send a skipper into the boards. Wholesale change for Minnesota as Esa Lindell goes back for Heiskanen. The return for Lindell. Off of Johnston. Sam Steele back up here with Rantanen and Johnston. That's how the game began. Over to Matt Zuccarello. Couple of assists in the game. Stolen by the Stars. Niels Lundqvist, who left down the tunnel late in the second period, only for a matter of a few seconds, back out here in the third. Returned to the bench immediately after he went down for an observation. And fired it off the referee. He tried to jump out of the way and stung him. Herman South gets up slowly, feeling the effects from the puck and then the fall. Spurgeon for Kaprizov. Kaprizov's wrister slowed down by the block of Harley. Lundqvist secures it up ice. Wyatt Johnston over to Rantanen. Across the Minnesota blue line and taps it low. Bogosian. Here comes Daniil Yurov. And Tarasenko horseshoes it back. Robertson came back to him off of Bogosian. Matt Duchene crossing the blue, makes a move, still has it. Duchene holding on to it, shoots, and he just missed the far post.
A little bit of patience and some nifty puck play almost paid off for him there. You would expect the Stars to spend more time in the Wild zone here. They'd be in a semi-prevent, up by 3.
A little more than 2 minutes gone by in the third period. Wild take it away. Trennan dumps it low. Ottinger for Bischel. Checked as he cleared the puck. And it's Marcus Foligno. 9th year with the Wild. Over to Hughes. Hughes down in deep and tried to get it back to the net front. Winds up taking it over again. There are times where it just looks like Quinn Hughes is everywhere. McCarron. And Bischel spun both directions. The Foligno brothers converge and get a piece of him going and coming. Wild have it back in their zone. Hughes to the side of his netminder. Faber off of Eriksson Ek. Ottinger drifts to the edge of the trapezoid, and then Eriksson Ek going to plow his way through Lindell. Back for Boldy. Boldy has one of the 4 goals, and save made by Ottinger. A little poke at it from Eriksson Ek, and Ritzkovian comes in. End up taking a left hand upstairs in the process.
Very organic, the hatred between these two teams. Matt Duchene took the offensive blue line on that last shift. Ended up being a real long shift. Little swerve to the slot. He lost 3 defenders in outweighting them and traversing over onto the left wing side. Mini screen set up. Wise play by Bogosian, the defenseman, to just drop down and try to get out of the eyes of his netminder. And almost like a WWE tag team, the Foligno boys, Marcus and Nick. Their dad, Mike, also wore 17 and 71. And they're thrilled and tickled to be playing together at the NHL level for the first time. Opposing defenseman not as enthusiastic about it.
You look at Marcus, he's the longest tenured, but the younger brother, his name bar just says Foligno. Nick, meanwhile, came over at the deadline. He's got the N Foligno. Marcus is almost like, I'm not going to force my name change, even though we get to play together. 4 years as junior. And he's like, I'm here longer. Always a turf war between the bros.
Maybe it's just a cost-saving avenue.
Like to see the price tag on it. It's clear
every letter costs something.
Over to the right wing side. And it's Mikko Rantanen. Back over to the left point. Penalty coming against the Wild. The Stars. Only goal has come on the power play. They're going to have a chance to crawl a little bit closer here earlier in the third.
Just a little one-on-one battle inside the zone. And the defenseman Brodin and Rantanen sort of came together. They were trying to use the boards and bracket him, and he got too involved with the free hand. So here you go. The Stars scored on their last power play. It's been nothing but a productive avenue for them in this building this season. Why would it stop come playoff time?
Matt Duchene on the faceoff. Stick side of Volstead. Power play number 3. 1 for 2 are the Stars. Duchene's going to get kicked out. In steps Rantanen, who was occupying up high. Against McCarron, Rantanen wins it cleanly. Heiskanen from the blue line to Robertson. Takes his time as he spins on the wall. Then low. Johnston back for Robertson. Johnston again. Historic power play goal scoring season in the regular season. Separated from the puck though, and Faber up ice will just shoot it the distance.
With their penalty kill, you can see their D-men are hyper aggressive at times. It cost them on the Robertson goal back in the first period. Middleton there, just once they think they can get to a player on the perimeter, they go.
Johnston is in for Robertson. And Robertson now at the left point. Heiskanen, short pass for Duchene. The return to Heiskanen. Robertson back for Heiskanen, angled quickly. Rantanen right circle, finds Heiskanen. Rantanen, one-timer. Volstead got enough and propelled it out of play.
And that's a big boy stop there. It's a size stop. Rantanen can really stimulate the puck. Volstead's having a peek at the mask after this one. They work it onto the flank. He looks at it one time, then opens up, gets the return, and it's sizzled. The Finns are trying to knock his block off in the game. Heiskanen hit him in the head. That one, a clavicular stop by the big guy, it looked like.
Mikko Rantanen, 123 career points in 99 playoff games. The 9th highest scoring rate in NHL history. They go right back to him. Duchene, shot, knocked out of midair by Robertson. Then he gets taken down. No holds barred. Stars hold in. Blocked by Spurgeon. Got in the way of the Rantanen bomb.
It's like voodoo that didn't go in. Unreal.
Dallas still on the power play for another 40 seconds. Duchene the lead. Mikko Rantanen across the blue line. Robertson back for Rantanen. Glove down by Heiskanen. He got bumped by Trennan, and the contact forced the puck across the line. Duchene plowed right in front of the Dallas bench by Marcus Foligno. They twist and turn. Mikko Rantanen shot blocked off the back glass. And then Faber got to it on the wall. Cleared out by the Wild. The Stars' Duchesne all the way in his own zone. Then turned over as Dallas was changing. No one home up the boards, and Boldy painted the pipe.
Gracious. Trenton made that happen. He just bullied Duchesne down deep in the zone, and then that scorcher off the bar. Yikes.
Back to 5-on-5 hockey. The Stars had their looks on that power play. Can't cash in. It remains 4-1. We're just about 6 minutes into this third period. Game 1 of this opening round best-of-7 series between the Stars and Wild. They'll be back at it late Monday night. Eriksson Ek spun around. Jamie Benn to Lundqvist. And it went through, but off target. Harley at the blue line. His shot blocked right back to him and then floated. Big body of Bogosian was in the way to block. Marcus Johansson stops at the outer hash marks behind the net for Eriksson Ek. Taken by Zuccarello. His feed found Spurgeon at neutral and a touch-up required. Quinn Hughes ahead, led it for Hartman. Got it low. Lindell shoved into the end boards. A tie-up with Kaprizov. Down goes Kaprizov. Puck is out. Colin Blackwell. Chip up ice. Third postseason, second in Dallas for Colin Blackwell. After the Stars lost Game 1 of the opening round to Colorado last year, he was the Game 2 hero in overtime that likely saved their season. Stars still have about 12:40 here left to try and change the narrative in this Game 1, but they are down and down big. Trennan tripped into his own man, and a penalty coming. The Stars are going to get called. Looked like legs locked from guys in white, but Esa Lindell, the league's top penalty killer, will go. Dallas will be down a man when we come back.
The Stanley Cup Playoffs Bracket Challenge presented by Expedia is back.
Oh, boys.
And now it's time to take your shot. Face off against family and friends. And see if you can predict this year's playoffs. Can you pick the perfect bracket and claim the ultimate prize? A trip to a 2026-27 NHL event and an Adventure Chrono NHL Limited Edition watch by Norcane. Sign up today at nhl.com/bracket.
A golf instructor who knows technique can improve an aspiring pro's swing. But one who really cares can help transform a career.
There he is, your new champion.
When you team up with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
The Stars on the ticket.
The ticket!
Some pretty special net minding out of Jesper Wallstedt during that sequence with the Stars on the power play. Just scintillation. Terrific butterfly save on the initial bid by Wyatt Johnston, and then stays big enough and alert enough and focused enough to stone Jason Robertson out of midair. Those two guys combined to score a bazillion power play goals for the Stars this year. Look at this save. That is a toe save. His eyes staring at that puck off his leg up in the air. Robertson paid for that rebound opportunity, and then shorthanded Boldy walks in. 4 shorties in the regular season. He paralyzed Jake Ottinger with that quick, swift wrister. It was a bad luck penalty for Esa Lindell. He's just trying to keep his stick down, defend 2 of the Wild forwards. It got caught up in between, turned into the can opener, and he's off.
The Wild on the power play once again. They open the scoring in the game and in the series with the power play tally.
2 minutes for tripping.
Tripping the call against Lindell, and if the Stars can get through this, it'll be just over 10 minutes remaining, and right now the deficit of 3. Getting knocked down. Harley shoves Kaprizov. Hughes. And then back. Fed it to the left. Boldy with a shot, and it's punched away by Ottinger. Centers and scored. Eriksson Ek, his second power play goal of the game. The Wild are back up by 4.
Man, they've been exposed on that in the game. It's the dogged work down deep initially, in behind the net, and just a wide open forward in front. After the blocker saved by Ottinger, the Stars can't find it, locate it, close it off. Kaprizov gets that cute little pass from Zuccarello, throw it out in front. Stars don't have anybody collapse down there to guard against that. He has time to get it from his back, and he got jammed with it to his forehand and beat Ottinger, who stayed deep.
The 8th playoff goal in the career of Eriksson Ek, his second of this game. It's the second time that he has scored 2 power play goals in a postseason game. The last one was 4 years ago, 2022. Kaprizov and Zuccarello get the assist. A 3-assist game and a 3-point game for Zuccarello. 3 points for Kaprizov. Poked away as Rantanen in front of the net. Comes back onto the near side. Tarasenko contacted, shot by Rantanen. Wouldn't go. Liam Bichel gets shoved by Hartman. Along the wall and up to the blue line. Off of skates, Bichel. Return for Rantanen. Rantanen shielded off Spurgeon. Niels Lundqvist with a shot. That one blocked en route. Settled down by Johnston. Mikko Rantanen angles for Bichel. Fanned on his bid. Stick jousting with Trennan, trying to keep it alive. The Stars hold in. Rantanen weaves, flipped it along to the right. Lundqvist over to Ritzkovian. Back for Lundqvist. Defenseman's down deep. Bumped over to Ritzkovian. Upstairs, Rantanen. The lead for Lundqvist at the blue line. He angles one. Funneled for Rantanen. Mikko Rantanen centers and blocked. The shot by Lindell, and Tarasenko went down to launch it out of play.
Stars finally got them hemmed in their own zone, and Tarasenko gets congratulations at the bench. He got congratulations from their bench immediately for that block on Esa Lindell. Everybody stood up, slapped the boards with their stick. The little things that are big things come Stanley Cup playoffs.
Faceoff remains in the Minnesota zone. Duchesne with the win back for Lindell. Shot off the stick of Robertson, went wide. Favor to the corner. Pinned up along the baseboards in the Wild third. One back by the Stars, but then out across to center. Lindell retreating with Heiskanen. That's a Lindell forward. Now here's Duchesne. Cross the blue line. Matt Duchesne. Walks it to the right. Upstairs, Lindell with a shot. Punched away. Heiskanen. Worked on by Boldy. Robertson centers. Couldn't be dragged by Duchesne, and then a chance. Caroms away and off the back glass. The lift in by Minnesota. Unger stays put. And they're going to get matching minors here as Maverick Bourque knocked down, and they're going to take 2 guys behind the play and even things up. They'll summon Bourque, who was part of it. 5-1, the Wild have the lead.
A new chapter in your life can start at Lincoln Tech in Grand Prairie. Stop by Lincoln Tech's Spring Open House April 27th through May 2nd and see how hands-on training can help turn your goals into a rewarding career. Tour the campus and explore the tools and technology students use every day. Choose from exciting career fields like automotive or diesel service, electrical, HVAC, or welding. Don't miss Lincoln Tech's Open House April 27th through May 2nd. Visit lincolntech.edu for additional info.
My name is Shadow, and 3 years ago, I had CLR at Clearsight, and it was the best decision ever. I used to have reading glasses stashed everywhere. My purse, my car, my kitchen counter. I was, constantly losing them and buying new ones. My kids used to laugh at me when we would go out to eat because I would hold the menu way out here or use my flashlight. Since I had CLR, everything I do is easy again. It's incredible. My only regret is that I didn't do it sooner. I can't recommend Clearsight enough.
Thank you, Shadow. Stories like that are exactly why we do this. I'm Dr. Luke with Clearsight LASIK and Lens.
And I'm Dr. Anna. You don't have to put up with cheap readers anymore. If you've been putting off ditching reading glasses, make this your year. Get CLR.
We stand by every procedure we perform. 2020 or it's free, and you're going to love what you see.
Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today. Clearsight LASIK and Lens. Call 214-380-2020 or visit clearsight.com.
This is Dallas Stars Hockey on Sports Radio 96.7 and 1310.
The Ticket!
They finished 10th and 14th in NHL scoring and led their respective teams in points. Jason Robertson and Kirill Kaprizov, they are in our Choctaw game within the game. Broke in the same year, were 1-2 in Rookie of the Year voting that year. In their playoff careers, Jason's played a lot more games. Kirill's almost caught him already in goals. And they have both feasted on the power play during their runs in this game. Robertson with the Stars' lone goal came on the power play. Kaprizov's been involved in a lot. And he himself has a tally on the night. That one put him up 2-0. They've just played extremely well as a team. I mean, from the net to their defense to all four of their forward lines to their power play. Been a tough opponent here in game one.
4-on-4 as matching minors for slashing. Assigned to Boldy and Bork. Here's Heiskanen from center. See if 4-on-4 yields anything either way. As taken away by the Wild. Eriksson Ek for the hat trick up ahead, and he got caught by Heiskanen before he could shoot. 2 power play goals for Eriksson Ek. So far, he has bookended the scoring. Got one in the first, then one here in the third. The 3 even strength goals for the Wild, sandwiched in between early in the second, all in a quick span of time, under 5 minutes. Harley leaving for Johnston. Essa Lindell from the blue line. The return for Wyatt Johnston. Back for Robertson with a flip. Harley poked it behind the net. Johnston. A switch and a leave. Harley halfway through the 4-on-4. Lindell for Johnston. Shedbrock Faber. And the pass for Robertson. Tried to spin it off the boards. It's taken the other way. Kaprizov. Forced outside by Lindell. Kaprizov waits for some help. Flips it rink wide. Nobody there. Under 8 to play here in the third period. Stars down 4. A half-minute remains in this 4-on-4. Tarasenko the clearance, and Dallas will go back. Niels Lundqvist ahead for Duchesne. Gets the legs moving. Cuts across the Minnesota line. Missed Rantanen on the flip to the near side. Then it's poked out. Here's Lundqvist. He's trying to pass it low. Never found the intended target. Lundqvist again. Wrister, and it was blocked. Hartman got a piece. Stars still on the attack. Leon Bischel turns. 4-on-4 becomes 5-on-5. Bischel for Duchesne. Wanted Bork, and a long reach by Boldy. 2 guys who just exited the penalty boxes, both a part of that. Here's Lundqvist. Follow up on the ricochet return. Now it's Bork. Tyler Myers. Mikko Rantanen stumbled a bit. Leaves it for Bork. Taken by the Wild. They don't clear. Bork gets checked. Duchesne centers and off of Boldy in on his netminder, and Ballstead able to hang on.
Well, keeping a pretty close eye on Miro Heiskanen tonight as he gets back into the Stars lineup after missing those games late, and he picked him up, put him down, timed it perfectly to puck jack Eriksson Ek, bidding for his third goal of the game. I don't know that full burst has been there at times in the game from Miro, but he's given him what he has available here, and he's played quite regularly.
21 minutes leads everybody for the Stars. The other guy we were watching, of course, was Hughes, who wasn't skating and didn't travel with the team, came separately. To nobody's surprise, he also leads Minnesota in ice time. McCarron gets hit. Too hard for Ritzkovian. Flung back in. A quick touch-up from the Wild. Not an area where Dallas wanted to be, but the Stars have certainly been in 1-0 series holes quite a bit in their recent history. Still able to put together long postseason runs in spite of that. Heiskanen with a shot, and Wallstead got over and sealed off the post.
The Wild were not thrilled with that extra effort hit by Ritzkovian on Quinn Hughes down in the corner. Like one of the Folignos wanted to fight him immediately.
Lopsided score with 5.5 to go. The history between these two teams, it's worth keeping your eyes peeled. There's going to be a penalty here as the elder Foligno wrapped up Lindell. Extra attacker out there for the Stars on the delayed call. Blackwell, left circle, tipped, fought off by Wallstead. Ernie got the redirection. He has been so alert on those changes in tight. The Foligno with the extra letter is going to head to the box after Ritzkovian. A little extra himself on Quinn Hughes. It was Foligno for holding. Stars up a man when we come back.
It's hockey season, and you can get anything you need delivered with Uber Eats. Well, almost anything. So no, you can't get an ice rink on Uber Eats. But iced tea, ice cream, or just plain old ice? Yes, we deliver those. Goaltenders, no. But chicken tenders, yes. Because those are groceries, and we deliver those too. Along with your favorite restaurant food, alcohol, and other everyday essentials. Order Uber Eats now. For alcohol, you must be legal drinking age. Please enjoy responsibly. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
If you don't have seats on the glass, Twin Peaks is the place to go wild and watch playoff hockey. Catch every hit, every goal, and all the intensity of the hockey postseason. Scratch-made food, ice-cold drafts, and wall-to-wall TVs. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Hi, I'm Sam Slayton, CEO of Sante Center for Healing. Now for 30 years, Sante Center has helped individuals and families find recovery from addiction and rediscover life. Left untreated, addiction is a fatal disease. Please find out more about Sante or talk with a counselor anytime at santecenter.com.
Stars hockey on the ticket.
The ticket. Baylor Scott White Health game diagnosis from game one. A power play goal by Eriksson Ek opened the scoring about 5.5 minutes into the game. And then the Stars ruptured early in the second period. 3 goals in a 5.5 minute span had staked them to a 4-0 lead just 6.5 minutes into the middle frame. Jason Robertson finally got the Stars on the board. A late second period power play goal. That's been it offensively, though. Here in the third, Eriksson Ek with his second of the game. Again on the power play, a 5-1 lead for the Minnesota Wild, and sort of habitual for the Stars in game ones. It's the exact same score that they lost game one to the Colorado Avalanche here last season.
Came back and won games 2 and 3, both in overtime. And then they would go back and forth into that epic Game 7 Mikko Rantanen miracle. Cleared all the way down here with Foligno in the box. Stars won the Game 1 in round 2 against Winnipeg last year, and also their only victory of the conference final was Game 1. A thrilling comeback here at home against Edmonton. Duchesne in, and the save made by Volstad. He holds on to that. Prior to that, it was 8 consecutive 0-1 series holes for the Stars.
Well, it's crazy that it's on home ice, right? We made so much, for good reason, of the battle between these two teams as to who's going to get home ice advantage. And I think we documented it at the time, and it is truth. It is gospel. It doesn't matter as much early in the series. It matters a whole lot if you go the distance and you play a Game 7. You want it at home.
And that's the thing about talking about stealing home ice. And when you get a win on the road, it certainly does that. But it doesn't change the location of Game 5, 6, or 7. But long way before we get there. 4.5 minutes left in this one. Stars on the power play. Only goal came up a man. Robertson for Heiskanen. They're going to summon Jake Ottinger here. Make it a 6-on-4. Duchesne up top. Rantanen shot. Found the glass. And up the near side boards. Ben got it over to Rantanen. Duchesne on the far wing. Mikko Rantanen, his wrister, and up off the netting, out of play. 46 seconds left on the power play, 4:03 in the third.
Look, you play to the bitter end in every playoff game. There are only so many of them. You have to win 4 to win a round, and this is as much about some of that, and I would have to think a little bit of, hey, let's trot it out there and see how they deploy themselves and how they react to this, because you may need it. You may need it late. Timeout taken by the Stars to go over things on exactly what they'd like to do in this scenario here. And, you know, we just talked about it a second ago. The game got away from them in the first 5 or 6 minutes of that second period. But even prior to that, I think it's been a combination tonight for me of the Stars not playing as well as we've witnessed them play, and I mean consistently witnessed them play. And the Minnesota Wild, I don't know if they can play any better than this. We're going to find out as we go forward, but they played just a sensational road game here tonight.
Game 2 will be Monday night, 8:30 p.m. in the Central Time Zone here at American Airlines Center. Then it shifts to St. Paul for Games 3 and 4 Wednesday night, Saturday afternoon, an extra day off in between 3 and 4. Stars got a little bit of a reset here on this timeout. They return from it with a half dozen. 6-on-4 as Ottinger remains on the bench. Fourth power play of the game for the Stars, who are 1 for 3. It goes off the corner and then back towards Spurgeon. Brodin from behind his own net. No icing there, shorthanded. He'll just send it all the way down. Miro Heiskanen, the turn behind the vacant cage. Dropped it off for Matt Duchesne. Then the long drop for Johnston. Wyatt Johnston, hands for Robertson. Duchesne got it to Johnston. Robertson on the half boards. Cut off, edge of the trapezoid, Brodin. Bookended by the Stars. Fought for, taken by Boldy. Wanted the empty net and knifed away by Heiskanen at center. Nick Foligno out of the box. Power play time is up. It's now a 6-on-5 for the Stars. Dallas 1 for 4 on the man advantage. Minnesota went 2 for 4. And a shot by Boldy into the empty net from his blue line. One of the 40 goal scorers from the regular season has his second of the game. It is 6-1 Wild.
Pretty obvious it's a turnover at the offensive blue line as the Stars tried to hit that line. A little soft sauce, gobbled up, and then sent into the yawning cage some 135 feet away. And that will send a healthy chunk of the remaining Stars fans up the aisles here, as the Stars are going to lose game 1 and lose big in it.
The second goal of the night for Boldy, unassisted into the empty net. He joins Joel Eriksson-Ek, who had a pair of power play goals, as the multi-goal scorers. The Wild scored first. They scored often. They scored a lot of different ways. Big players have had big nights, and their goaltender had a sparkling Stanley Cup playoff debut. Colin Blackwell, his shot going down and blocking it. Middleton, he went down face first, and up 5, 2.5 minutes left.
That resonates.
Yeah.
It really does.
His teammates, his coaching staff, they will love that. It has been about as good an afternoon as the Minnesota Wild could have hoped for. This has looked like it was going to be the matchup between Dallas and Minnesota for quite some time. Got to go back before Thanksgiving, second week of November, and ever since then, the Wild and the Stars were some combination of second and third in the Central Division. It has felt at times like this was a season-long narrative as it's whistled down along the boards. 1:49 left in the third period, and Dallas is going to have to find a way to shake off this Game 1 result.
Well, they have been good at it. We just spoke of that. It doesn't really fester with the Stars. They've been in this spot before. They're going to be, I would think, like epically disappointed in their effort, though, here tonight. They just got beat. They got beat in races. They got beat on the puck. They got beat on special teams.
Brodin around the wall. Tyler Myers for Oscar Beck. And Brodin from McCarron. Comes out to the top of the zone. Maverick Bourque, the drop, turned over. Nick Foligno to his younger brother Marcus, the chip in. Tyler Myers, a twist up for Bourque. And Bischel will hold up as Dallas makes a change. Ernie, the shoot in, handled by Volstead. Jamie Benn hops on the puck in the corner where Middleton will lift it all the way down.
1 minute remaining in the third period.
Into the closing minute of a Game 1 that has been played to near perfection by the road team, the Wild. Shot from the Stars at center ice. And then Harley chased by Trennan. Collision between Tarasenko and Lundqvist. Played up the wall. Trennan over for Middleton. Aerial clearance. Hartman gets it deep. He had one of the 6 for the Wild. Stars in across the line. After 4 games in the regular season, all of them close, not counting empty netters. They were all decided by a single goal. Game 1 of this playoff series, a very different story. 6-1. The Wild strike first blood, and a little extra tap on Nils Lundqvist from Trennan, the NHL's hit leader, then throws a few lefts at Sam Steele. And here comes your pregame 2 fodder.
Well, they got their dander up at that little cotton ball backhand shot attempt by Lundqvist. Oh, there's a sharp left from Sam Steele against his former teammate Marcus Foligno, and they're going to have to work the Zebras to cool them down and separate them. The Stars need to just junk this thing, re-rack themselves for game number 2 with the understanding that they're up against a different beast, it feels like, this time in this Minnesota Wild team. Not that they didn't know that going in, but they did not put their best foot forward against them here tonight. And the gamble in net, if you want to call it that, certainly paid off, as Jesper Volstead was fantastic in his Stanley Cup playoff debut.
In 2023, the Stars lost Game 1 to the Minnesota Wild. They roared back to take Game 2 and eventually won the series in 6. They